Okay, and we are live. Hello, everyone. This is your King Billy, and today on the next Age of Shitlords, it is called the coffee question. So, if that doesn't make it obvious, we're going to be talking about the Starbucks phenomenon. You two can introduce yourselves if you want.
Go for it, Florence.
Uh, it's me again. Yeah, happy to be here. Uh, you can go next.
Oh, what's up? I'm Godzilla. I'm just hanging out, chilling.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Florence, is your camera on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, your camera was on. Yeah. It was like pitch black for a second. I was like, oh, your camera must be on.
Uh,
Yeah, so I guess to get on like topic and stuff. So as you guys all know, Starbucks had most unfortunate run-in with the race crazy far left activists, where one of their management, I guess, panicked when two black guys came in to sit down at one of their Starbucks in Philadelphia and called the cops, and they got arrested. Now everyone wants to boycott them, and they're like protest.
Yep, and fuck Starbucks outright. So they brung it on
I
themselves.
mean, it's funny. It's funny because they kind of gave conservatives a middle finger, and conservatives kind of hated them for a while, and then their group that they were trying to appeal to now turned against them.
Yes, the left eating itself. That's so good.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is that there was nothing else they could really do. I mean, they fired the person, so that's basically as good as they could get and stuff, and that's pretty much it. But now that's not enough. People want blood or something.
Yeah, the person, they actually didn't even fire him. The person resigned or whatever. Who?
Oh, really? I thought they fired. Everyone kept saying they fired them.
No. The person resigned, and people were pissed off that Starbucks didn't have the chance to fire them, so it would look bad on their next resume after they resigned or whatever.
Okay, they resigned like quickly, right? It wasn't like right after.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was like a day.
Yeah, so I mean, so Starbucks, again, they didn't get a chance to, so it's not their fault. So.
Oh, dude, it's so good. They didn't get a chance to fire him, and like SJWs are pissed off they didn't get a chance to fire him.
Oh yeah, did you? Oh, wait, continue.
No, you're good. No, I was just gonna say because you're right. They're fucking people are out for blood for no goddamn reason on this.
Yeah,
like the fucking idiots. Oh, go for it.
No, like the fucking idiots. So what idiots? No, I'm curious now.
Oh no. I'm saying the fucking people who got fucking taken out of Starbucks, the two gentlemen or whatever, the two black dudes who didn't fucking buy shit, were asked, hey, do you want to buy something? They gave, and the police were told on the police report that, oh, well, they were giving us attitude. They acted like they weren't going to pay something. They didn't have to pay something. So we called the cops, and the cops who showed up, their testimony or their statement is the exact same thing. It echoed exactly what the manager said to the dispatcher or whatnot whenever they called the cops.
Well,
because they were acting like, well, I ain't got to do shit, like blah blah. And they're like, no, now it's
the story is that they
trespassing.
Well, the story was that they were waiting for a third person who did show up. Like they did have a third person show up, and they just were sitting around. I mean, I sit around Starbucks all the time without buying anything. So, I mean, I didn't think that was a policy that you could be asked to leave if you didn't buy anything. Seems like people sit around Starbucks all the time.
Oh, dude, it's a policy in any establishment. Like,
yeah, it's here in Seattle. It's never implemented. It's never enforced.
It is where I'm from, but like, I mean, I've gone to Starbucks before, and I used to just go to different coffee shops when I was younger and play chess and just drink coffee, play chess. You know what I'm saying, with my friends or whatnot. But, but yeah, I always buy something in an establishment. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I go anywhere, it's very courteous to purchase whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, did you what was it? Oh yeah, did you see that guy? He was like an internet guy who basically like asked for a free coffee for reparations. And he did it as like a joke.
Yeah, I saw that.
On Fox News. Yeah, he put on Fox News. It was really funny. So he intentionally did it to show like how ridiculous the whole thing was. So yeah, he got a free cup of coffee because he demanded it be reparations.
Exactly. He fucking played him. He was like, and then he went on Fox News and talked shit. He was like, dude, I'm just showing you how fucking racist the left is. He was like, if you ain't got the right policies with them, like they don't want to platform you. They They don't really care that if you're black or minority or whatever. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, what's funny is that when this happened, a lot of conservatives were like, yeah, mocking Starbucks and stuff. But, I had to kind of come to their defense just because, getting these accusations that are like totally overblown, ridiculous done against them, it just isn't right and stuff,
No, I agree.
I actually heard about that thing that happened in Starbucks where the guy wanted the reparations thing. I didn't know that was I didn't know that it was him making fun of Starbucks until you said it. Like
it was a prank. Yeah, it was basically him being a shitlord and stuff, where he was basically mocking how stupid the whole situation was. Yeah. But the thing is, it's just like there's like nothing that Starbucks could have done. I mean, if it was me, I would, if they were that bad sorry about PR, they could have just suspended the person and have them take, I don't know, whatever course they wanted them to take. But now it's like the person's quit, and now they're going to shut down every store for a day sometime in May, and they're going to take courses on not being biased or something like that.
Yeah, social justice courses.
And I'm pretty sure when you get hired at Starbucks, they probably already have those no profiling courses probably already. So I don't know what they're going to do now.
Well, anytime every business has those. I'll be honest with you. I've not seen, unless you're like a private business or something like that, and you're not like any type of corporate, you're going to have the non-discrimination clause that is in that. It's going to say we're an equal opportunity hiring corporation, blah, blah. We don't do such and such.
Yeah.
Which is, and also I've been seeing these new ones on applications which are even fucking a step worse. Like that's how you know you're in a shit corporation. Like it'll say something about can't remember, but they changed it from equal opportunity because equal opportunity is what you want in any ideal society. It doesn't matter what fucking color you are. We don't discriminate. That's that. Now it's got something that it's some kind of if you see in their shit, we strive for diversity or diversity is our strength or some shit. I've seen in like some policies. I was looking at upgrading jobs and shit like that, but I was like, yeah, fuck this company, fuck this company. It's really easy to look for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're there.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't get like the management position just because I'm a fucking white male.
Equal opportunity. Well, it's because equal opportunity doesn't count for equality of outcome. That's what they want, is equality of outcome. They don't care about opportunity. It's like when someone uses the term income inequality, that's like code word for communism. Like when they say, oh, we want income equality, that's just communism right there.
Hell yeah.
Because a person who has the choice to work a job or whatever, the choice to make money is not going to have an even amount of money like everyone else.
Yep, totally.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's all pretty crazy. Oh, what?
That actually kind of reminded me. I think I talked about this at one point, but I read this article way back then. I forgot when, but it was this article about how I forgot what the details were, but I think I remember that it was this guy who refused service to these two gay guys, and like instead of I mean, yeah, they fired him, but
wait, are you talking about? So you're not talking about the bakery incident, right?
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was I think it was a restaurant, but they didn't offer services, and instead of just like firing him and just letting the whole thing go, they just the people that heard about it, the left just kind of went after the restaurant, even though the restaurant isn't responsible for people like that.
It froze up a bit. What did you say?
I'm just saying that instead of going after the guy, they instead of just firing the guy and getting it over with, the left went after the restaurant instead, thinking that they were responsible, but
Yeah, because
you know.
Yeah, because people apparently don't understand the idea that, I don't know, human beings can be racist, and it's not reflect the company if that person suddenly chooses a point to express their inner racism or something like that. It's like, seriously, it's like, I mean, I don't think Starbucks and these companies can read people's minds yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why the people think that we're supposed to read people's minds to know if they're racist or not. You know, go.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I mean, it's like, obviously, if you're working for a job, you're not going to put in saying I'm racist or something like that when you're applying.
yeah. No, I totally agree. I think Starbucks themselves are racist, though. That's the thing. They're so
Well, I
racist they
mean,
don't.
in their policies, I mean, yes, it's just, I mean, it's just the irony is that the people that they try to appeal to have basically fucked them over.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with the
Well,
NFL, where people are like, a lot of conservatives are not going to watch the NFL anymore, which hurt their ratings. And after like they kicked like Colin Kaepernick out of the league, now there are people on the left who say they aren't going to watch the NFL either.
yep, that's what happens whenever you
Yeah,
fucking try to kowtow to this bullshit. Not only are they
yeah, you
going to
can't
turn
have it both
against you,
ways.
well, you can't have it anyway because the left's going to turn against you. So if you pander to them, you know they're going to stab you in the back. It's just sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Because they do like fucking moral purity tests all the fucking time with their own fucking people. You know what I'm saying? And their policies
Oh
fucking
yeah.
change from day to day, from something crazy to something even more crazy. You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah.
but yeah, they shoot themselves in the foot, right? To start with their conservative audience, and Starbucks is a prime example of this. Whenever they said, I think it was something over Christmas or some shit. I forgot exactly what it was.
Oh, you talking about that? What was it, like the Christmas thing, or was it because they used the term "Happy Holidays," or what was I can't remember. There was something that pissed people off.
Yeah, there was something that pissed people off. I don't exactly remember. Maybe it even pissed off the left. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. I don't have it in front of me, but no, Starbucks has done that before. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
They have maybe it was something to do with like holiday cups or some shit like that.
Oh
They
yeah.
wouldn't call them Christmas cups or some bullshit.
Well, it's
Who
just funny.
knows?
Well, it's just funny how Starbucks got hammered, and this is right after Facebook got hammered. Like Mark Zuckerberg, he got like just like torn apart in Congress. I think like what it was Ted Cruz who like basically ripped into him about like how the company's been censoring conservatives. Like that's one of the reasons why Diamond and Silk got their account back, because their account was suspended for no reason on Facebook. Yeah, like they never posted anything inflammatory or broke any of Facebook rules. It's just, yeah, they were suspended because they happened to be like female Trump supporters who also happened to be black.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah.
every corporation that I can think of, except for like maybe fucking Planned Parenthood or some bullshit like that. But that's like on a completely different political level. That's actually being like played with in fucking in Congress or the Senate or wherever the fuck. But
Well, I mean,
there's real politics in that shit.
well, the thing is, I mean, I know that there's a rule where when if your organization has a political slant to it, so there's some restrictions that you get. Like there are benefits that you get for being politically neutral. Like Planned Parenthood is not politically neutral. They basically are very, obvious in their politics. But I think like places like Google and Facebook are supposed to be political neutral for some benefit that they lose if it turns out they aren't.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's some rule to that. And then oh yeah, then Amazon got like hit because like like Donald Trump kind of went after them because he kind of doesn't really like Amazon because he thinks they eat up jobs, which they technically do.
Oh yeah, very much so. I try not to use Amazon for anything, but
Yeah, I find Amazon. I mainly do eBay. I mean, eBay is kind of a risk, but I've had pretty good results from them. And because like Amazon, yeah, it's kind of expensive, and their shipping can be expensive too.
but no, like every company that's ever fucking kowtowed to social justice or whatever the fuck has lost money in it. They've lost money from number one being fucking divisive is a good word for it with
yeah.
consumers. So there's like at least half of your fucking population, and then the other half that you're fucking keeping around, the super, and I wouldn't even say half of them are progressives, but then they lose at least 10% of those people who are, well, maybe more like 5%, seeing as you've already cut it in half. No, 10% sounds good. 10% is right. Then they lose that 10% from the left that they've tried to keep or whatever, and then you have like even people in the center. Maybe they lose more than that because it seems like it's, I don't know. Every company that I've ever seen fucking pander to social justice or anything like that has totally fucking took a hit, and it's taken a hit both ways because of the whole moral purity test that they fucking constantly give out. But did you hear what happened with a video game that just came in from Japan?
No. What happened? Because I know like there was that whole that medieval game that SJWs got upset with because there wasn't enough diversity, and then Far Cry apparently triggered them because it wasn't like anti-Christian enough or something like that. Like they're like hoping it would be some type of anti-Christian game, right? With Far Cry 5.
Yeah, the first one you mentioned was called Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come Deliverance, I think. Yeah.
Yep, exactly, and it was historically accurate. So they're taking it. It's in
because Eastern Europe was mainly white. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I'm saying? There's no two ways about it. Like if there was a person of color there, they fucking came a long fucking way. They were. It's not like there was a goddamn colony of them, or they were like in the population. It would have been super fucking rare, if at all. Especially given like the terrain and what it would take to get there and everything else, and passing through other fucking kingdoms without getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Like it would take like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's super super fucking rare to even have something like that like thrown fucking in there. And why would you just throw that in there anyway to break the immersion? You know what I'm saying? And that game did extremely well. And then Far Cry 5 is doing great because it really didn't give a political slant. I've heard a fucking SJW magazine talk shit about Far Cry 5 for being too diverse and not having like any. They're like, from Montana, there sure is a lot of black people up here. They're like, well, fuck, motherfucker, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like, there's no satisfying these fuck faces. They'll always find something. Like, they'll be mad there's not a goddamn like midget transgender fucking in a wheelchair disabled unicorn or some bullshit. Like there's no satisfying these fuck faces. But Don Marquis is I think that's how you say it in Japanese. Rough translation is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is a awesome anime. I think I linked that one time in one of our Twitter talks or whatever. It's or a scene from it. It's super super good. But they have a video game that's coming out in Japan, and it's very well anticipated that there's like a lot of anime people in the U.S. that love that type of shit and want to play this game because the anime itself is super awesome. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like I despise the English dub of it. Like I've tried to check out a little bit of it. I can show you a side by side of the fucking, like, somebody needs to do that. Needs to make a fucking side by side video of that fucking shit and why translation from Funimation is fucking Nazi bullshit. But the translation sucks from the anime to American. You know what I'm saying, when they do the English dub. So they automatically every girl character that was in there and this fucks up the storyline, mind you, who is more introverted or isn't like, not every fucking character in the anime is like, or every female character is a strong female character, you know what I'm saying? Feminist bullshit. Like in the voice acting.
Anime or this was a game?
This is the anime. Sorry, this is a long-winded fucking explanation. I apologize. But this is in the anime itself. The translation team, Funimation, those faggots, automatically make every female character in there a strong female character, so it really makes, and also the voice actors phone it the fuck in, you know what I'm saying? There's so much more emotion in like the Japanese tones.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Funimation was like, I mean, I watched the Dragon Ball Z Funimation dub, which I really liked, but I guess maybe they changed over the years.
Oh, dude, they fuck Funimation. Fuck Funimation 4 years, as a matter of fact. The Dragon Ball Z dub is fine, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people grew up with that. That was like the first thing they saw on Toonami. So
Yeah,
it's hard not to be like.
I mean, they also did like Yu Hakusho and Sailor Moon, right?
Yeah. Well, any of the big ones, dude. They've got like they had the lockdown for the longest time, and they got the worst dubs.
Okay, so I hear Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood had the best dub from them because they say like their dub of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was really good.
I think the best Japanese or anime dub I've ever heard was Another, and I don't know if that was Funimation or not. And another really good one was Razafont, I thought. But and I know for a fact that's Funimation. But I think. But no. But so on the game, so there's a feature on the game while you're in the menu system or whatnot to you can poke the different characters. You can poke the girls. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those little things, and it's all like 2D anime. You know what I'm saying? Style or CG. You know what I'm saying? 2D CG type things. When it's going on, it's like while you're in your menu screen or whatever, or it's like a little mini game, and you can poke them, and you can poke them in their tits or in their ass, and they'll say something rude to you about being a pervert and shit. They took that feature out of the American game. They not only took out that feature in the American game, but they said it was too sensitive for Western audiences. So, and their people are pissed. Like, okay, so here's what's going to happen. Nobody's going to buy the fucking American game. They're going to buy the Japanese version, and then they're just going to fucking wait for a translation patch or whatever for the Japanese. Because I'm sure they fucked around with the story.
So wait, like what consoles is coming out on?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's for PC. PC. And I'm pretty sure all the other systems will carry it as well. But
okay,
I'm a member of again? PC. Don Marquis, and if you can't find it there, look for "Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?"
Wait, is it wrong to pick up girls in? What is that?
That's the name of the anime and the video game.
Okay.
So that's in the fucking name of the game, right? So that's in the name of the fucking show. So when you can act like a pervert, and by the way, you can act the damn anime is perverted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Storyline wise and whatnot. Like, I mean, there is like tit and ass all over the place, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just more bullshit censorship, and people are not receiving it well. That game is going to fucking flop in the U.S. because of that shit.
Yeah. So is it another harem anime, or is it not under that genre?
It's sort of like a harem anime, but not really. Like there's definitely I mean, I wouldn't classify it as a harem anime, but it may have the classification of a harem anime. It's comedy mixed with a lot of action shonen. Like it's a lot like well, it is and it is not like Hack in Sword Art Online, as far as the fact that it's like centered around video games and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of I saw a lot of role plays on a website for Sword Art Online, but people I've talked to say like it sucks, like it gets love and hate or something.
I actually so I both agree. I agree with everything you just said about love and hate, and it's got divisive seasons. So the first season was fantastic. I can't see how somebody can hate on the first season.
I've never seen it, but like so in terms of like the world that's been created, I mean, except for just, like, say, let's forget the story and characters, but in terms of like the setting and the world, is it a really great setting and world?
Yes.
Okay, because I know that role playing, when it comes to role playing, when you create like a really great setting and world like Naruto, like, you know, it becomes very role play friendly, you know, even if the story isn't perfect.
Well, okay, so it's made for online gamers, basically, is how I can put it. There's a lot of lingo, especially if you watch the Japanese English subtitled.
Yeah, it's basically like Spy Kids 3D kind of, right? Like those, it's like how in the West we have those stories and movies and TV shows where characters go into games, where it's like real life, like Code Lyoko.
Oh yeah, or it's trying to figure out a good way to explain it. It's a lot of the terminologies and stuff. There's inside jokes, like this isn't really this isn't really going to spoil anything, but so
well, I don't care about the spoilers.
Okay, so at the very first episode, it's funny as shit because there's this funny meme online that is there's no girl gamers online. Girls don't play video games, right? So what this means is when you're online, it doesn't matter if you're a boy, a girl, it doesn't matter because you're online. You can be anonymous, you can be whatever the fuck you want online. It's all about anonymity. Well, it's funny as shit because a lot of role-playing games, I play World of Warcraft, or did or do or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, for fucking like over 10 years probably. Like off and on, you know what I'm saying, not straight, Jesus. I don't know what the fuck I'd look like then, gee. But no, so you have all these fucking different things about that. In the very first episode, when the main bad guy summons everybody to like the town or whatever, he's like, here's a gift for you, and he hands everybody a mirror. Well, everybody's like in this virtual reality dive system, so the system can recognize what your body looks like and stuff like that. And people who were logged in as females get turned into males because they were pretending to be females, which is like a common trope in a lot of RPGs. A dude will like catfish other players. He'll act like he'll have a girl tune. He'll act like a girl or whatever and say shit. But and so guy tunes will buy shit for him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's fucking scandalous.
So there are characters in the anime who were pretending to be girls online, but they were actually men. So they got what? Like when they went into the game, they became men again.
No, when the shit hits the fan, like it opens up, like everybody's like, yeah, this is fun, but then nobody can log out. And then the game, the GM or whatever shows up, the guy who made the game, and he's like, yeah, if you die in here, you die in real life. And you're stuck in here until you beat the game, basically. But it was just a passing joke about that, but the attention to detail just to that joke let you know that these people play online games. You know what I'm saying? It was like, there's a lot of things that are said in there, and don't get me wrong, yeah. The leveling systems and stuff like that in the game, there's some things that you're like, okay, suspension of disbelief. Sometimes things don't make sense, whatever. But it all depends on, like, I mean, I'm an asshole when it comes to movies and shit like that. Like, I'm 100%, if it's fucking a sci-fi movie and they fuck around with, like, physics or some shit like that in outer space that does not act like outer space, I get pissed off about that shit.
So you're trying to tell me you didn't love like Mary Poppins in Outer Space with Last Jedi?
That, you know what, I love I love the bombs at the scene before that even fucking less because there's no such thing as gravity in outer space.
I know, so it's like, yeah, they had to repel. Yeah, I get that. I mean, they already had bombs in Star Wars that weren't that. It was just like, it was kind of like, I mean, most sci-fi tends to say a bomb is essentially like, it's basically a missile. Like you're firing lasers and stuff. And a bomb is kind of like either like a missile or like an energy blast that goes in one direction. Like it goes straight, it doesn't curve or chase after anyone. It just like hits and it explodes, you know?
Dude, you're in outer space. It doesn't matter what your shape is, right? Like whatsoever, like the way you move in outer space. Why is this fucking bomber's going so goddamn slow? Also, why the fuck, when the Empire was chasing, why didn't they just send like one fucking Star Destroyer in front of them? Like, hey, hit light speed. I want you to show up like, I don't know, 10 miles in front of these guys. Just turn around and start blasting. They'll have to stop. They have to move. You know what I'm saying? Whichever direction they move, you can counter that in outer space in a three-dimensional other direct. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Common crazy sense, or you're like, their ships are lighter and faster than ours. No, go fuck yourself. You're in outer space. Lightness.
Yeah, because they couldn't go light speed because they could only jump. Yeah, because I know, because they had to, like, they were basically spending the entire movie out of light space, out of hyperspace because they couldn't jump. Because otherwise they would run out of fuel quicker.
Yeah, I mean that was the good guys. The bad guys, fucking fuel wasn't a problem.
Oh yeah. So basically, either we're supposed to, either they were trying to say that was literally the last of the First Order right there. Like they had no other ships, which I highly doubt. But yeah,
hell yeah.
I mean, after what's happened with The Last Jedi, I feel like Episode 9 is going to be such a clusterfuck. It just thinking about it just feels like it's going to be so bloated. And because Luke is dead, Han's dead, and Leia literally can't come back because her, sorry, I can't believe I forgot her name, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Carrie Fisher. Yeah, Carrie Fisher. Yeah. She passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like,
so it's like, so you're not going to have any of the nostalgia really, except for Chewbacca. But again, it just seems like it's going to be a massive clusterfuck. You're going to have so many, all these different new, I don't know, plot lines come in or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you guys hear that? They're actually going to be casting a new character who's in their 40s and 50s, and they go by the nickname Mara.
Mara. Oh, Mara. Like Mara Jade.
Yeah.
But they haven't confirmed that's Mara Jade.
No, but...
Well, again, if Luke Skywalker's in there, that's like a one part of her storyline that's like kind of, you know, gone now.
Yeah.
Well, they killed all the matriarchal fucking characters either died in real life or they killed off on screen. So they've got to fucking like make a new one because the Force is female.
What sucks is that Mara Jade is such a loved character because you got to go. She had an entire story arc in the EU, so you got to see her like go from being an Emperor's hand to basically being, you know, like to being like Luke Skywalker's wife and like, you know, the mother of his kids.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. So it's and then like oh yeah, did you guys see like that? Like I'm not sure if it's fake or if it's actually legit. I mean, I hope it's fake, but did you see that like news about like that Han Solo book?
No, I did not. Or the comic, or what?
It's a book. It's not a comic book. It looks like it's a book. It's a novel that gets tied into the movie or something like that. It's like a tie-in book. So basically, what it says is that apparently, there's going to be a non-binary rebel person, so someone who's gender non-binary or something like that. There's going to be a Twi'lek is going to lecture Landau Calrissian about consent, like a Twi'lek slave, and then they're going to basically have an Ewok hacker to prove that they're not just like primitives or something. It's like social justice everywhere.
Dude, I totally believe it. I have no doubts at all.
I know, but it's like, where was this in Star Wars? It's like, you know, that's not. It's like that's like completely destroying the escapism of the entire universe. There are references to life in Star Wars, but it's not supposed to be that obvious. But yeah, so it's like we're gonna get a lecture on consent or something. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, that sounds like social justice 101.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and this has to be the Han Solo, this has to be like a Han Solo book. I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Have you? Oh, you were saying?
No, go for it. My bad.
I was just wondering if you guys have seen this YouTuber called Mindless Entertainment.
No.
She does like a lot of Star Wars videos, and she's I really love her because she really screams a lot. She kind of just like rages, and she's
like the female version of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, kind of. Where she's been doing a lot of Han Solo videos lately because that's her favorite character, and yeah, it really pisses her off. And she's even wanted to start a hashtag funeral for Han Solo, where it's like you dress in all black for when the Solo movie comes out.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Mark. I feel sorry for Mark Hamill because he is like he definitely really hated the film because you can tell by his interviews like how he didn't like it and stuff. And one of the reasons why he was so upset is because I think he knew that Luke Skywalker as a character is a cultural icon. Like he is an American icon, just like he's like up there with Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman. And when you're like an American icon, like a cultural icon for like so many people, especially kids, you know, the character cannot be drastically changed like that, you know? It's one of the reasons why when Superman gets drastic changes, people tend to hate that because he's an icon. You don't like mess with an icon like that.
I agree with you. He's not just a cultural icon, he's a generational one as well. You know what I'm saying? That was like that's like I remember it's like Terminator for us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know how old you guys are, but I remember fucking when Arnold Schwarzenegger was in like his fucking heyday. Like, I mean, even when his movies were completely shitty, like Last Action Hero, he still made like a fucking ton of money. But
but like the thing is just when you look at the interviews, like he talks about like how he was like, you know, he would disagree with the directors and the writers about like, you know, this is not how Luke Skywalker would act. Because if you watch the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker was always shown that even when there was a bad situation in the galaxy where his friends could be like in danger, he would go to try and save them and stuff.
Oh yeah,
even if he was like even if he was like, you know, not as powerful as like the enemy that he was going to face.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole purpose of episode 4 was to show that he was willing to basically, you know, be in the face of death to like save the galaxy from the Empire and stuff.
Well, yeah, it was also a learning experience for him. You know what I'm saying? He had to get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? To let him know.
Yeah, and it's like
patience and to finish your fucking shit.
Yeah, and what sucks is we also never got to see him like, you know, in his prime and stuff. It's like, you know, like if I had made a sequel trilogy, I would have had, you know, like, 'cause I know that like Han Solo died because Harrison Ford refused to, you know, sign on for another trilogy. He says he would only come back if they killed him and stuff. You know, that's the story and stuff. And it's like if they were gonna do that, I would have, you know, they definitely should have had Luke in that first film, you know, in episode 7. And he should have been a central figure in episode 7. And, you know, I would have liked to see him do some cool stuff.
Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah, I think with Han Solo, what I would have wanted for this new trilogy was, I mean, I know that he wanted to, like, Harrison Ford wanted to just like have Han Solo killed off, but I feel like the way they could have done that was for episode 7, they could have had, say, the Jedi Temple invaded by Dark Jedi, and Han Solo just kind of stays behind to kind of distract them and just sacrifice himself.
Yeah, that's true, because like when you look at it, because like it just seems like with a character like Han Solo, if he's gonna die, he would go down in battle, you know, like in a blaze of glory, something really epic and stuff. And this is just kind of like he gets blindsided by his own son and stabbed in the chest and stuff, you know? I mean, that's like the worst way to kill him off, essentially, you know?
Yeah, it was very dishonorable, but like so is everything about fucking like the social justice narrative.
Oh yeah, and the Force Awakens. Yeah, it's like I know. So it's just kind of like you know, if they didn't want to kill off Han Solo, they didn't. You know, you didn't really have to have him in the film. You could just say he's off somewhere or something. Like what they could have done is like they could have literally just, you know, ignored Han, Luke, and Leia and just say that, you know, either they died at one point or, you know, and they could have just moved on and stuff. But because they wanted this nostalgia, they ended up bastardizing previous characters and making shitty characters to replace them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that whole line, you have to kill the past in the film. It's like that line is literally, in a sense, sums up what these like progressive hacks are doing to these cultural icons. They literally want to destroy the past so they can create this perfect future, and this perfect future is like a nightmare and it's awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like almost like a meta line right there. And it's funny that it's basically being spoken to by the villain Kylo Ren. So it's almost like Rian Johnson is either trying to tell everyone that he's like a like he's some sociopathic villain or something like that, or just I don't know. It's just so ironic, yeah, that the villain's saying that.
I feel like they kind of want their cake and eat it too, because they kind of are relying on nostalgia, but at the same time they have this message where it's like they want to kill the past and all of that, especially
I think J.J. Abrams wanted the nostalgia because that's literally his style. Like the guy literally almost never has an original idea, except for the occasional TV show. But when it comes to movies, he just literally got popular off of taking someone else's creation and like adapting it and putting his own spin on it. So that's what he did with Star Wars. And then when Rian Johnson came in, he literally, like, I don't know, that guy is like literally some form of sociopath or something. Like, I think it seems like he enjoyed doing what he did to Luke Skywalker.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can believe
like he's kind of like Dan Slott when it comes to his treatment of Luke Skywalker, because it's like, because like Dan Slott openly admits he likes treating, Peter Parker like he's a ragdoll or something.
Oh yeah, and also his line about never giving the audience what they want is kind of bad. If you don't give the audience what they want, then why are they the audience?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Hollywood. I mean, The Last Jedi is another example of how, just how much shit movies have become lately, which is sad because I like it when Hollywood succeeds because Hollywood has the money to make all these great effects and these worlds come to life, because independent films don't have the money to make these insane effects and stuff. So it really sucks when Hollywood is just, becoming such cancer.
Mm.
Because now, like, the studios don't like spending money on new ideas anymore. Like back in the 80s, people used to spend money on original ideas, like Back to the Future. Like Back to the Future is not based off of any book or anything like that. It's literally the director had an idea for a sci-fi movie and they made it, and it turned out to be a cult classic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like Hollywood right now is in such a bad position. It's like, I really hope that they do split the state of California into 3, because that's apparently a thing people wanted to be split off. Yeah, it's like there's gonna be Northern Cal, Southern Cal, and regular California if it splits off into 3 states.
Oh, hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah, did you have what?
What's up?
The California might be split off into 3 states. Like that was like apparently something on the ballot or something.
I'm down.
But did you hear about that, right? Because it's going to be split off into 3. Like there's going to be Northern Cal, Southern Cal, I think regular Cal.
I didn't hear that. I heard it was going to be 2 states. California was going to split into 2.
Well, that apparently, I mean, I heard that was kind of a joke that like people were talking about, but then apparently like this is like almost official, where there might be a ballot to split into 3 states. Like there's going to be Northern Cal for like San Francisco, a Southern Cal, I think, for San Diego, and regular Cal, which I think is LA. I can't tell. I have to see. I can't remember because it's like it's either LA is in regular Cal or Southern Cal is LA. I can't remember. Well, whichever one has LA, whichever one has LA, yeah, that people should immediately move to the place that doesn't have LA and doesn't have San Francisco.
Hell yeah.
Because that's where Hollywood is, and like Hollywood has a good amount of influence over state policy, where Hollywood celebrities can handle all these insane economic policies, so everyone else loses their money.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the pictures of some of the counties of California? They look like third world nations with tons of garbage.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I know. So like when some people talk about how like Donald Trump's shithole comment was like racist, like I'm like, dude, have you seen certain parts of California? It looks like a shithole. There are parts of America that's shithole. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. But like, yeah, so I kind of do hope that California splits into multiple pieces, because then it's like people can actually, I feel like more people have control over like state politics. Because I do kind of believe that I think like, yeah, Hollywood, a lot of people don't actually have influence over state policy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is if it splits off into 3, that would, like, election-wise, that would be crazy, because it means that the electoral college is going to be changed up a bit. Because that means California is going to be like maybe like less as important potentially. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, yeah. Well, Southern Cal just has San Diego and doesn't have LA. I'll definitely be moving down there then. Because San Diego isn't that bad. LA with Hollywood, that's where it gets really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of actually thought about moving there one time because I wanted to get into Hollywood and that, but looking,
yeah, it's really expensive and it's kind of crazy down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, I like Southern Cal just because I like the amusement parks and all the other stuff to do, not really the people.
Mm.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It's all crazy. So we'll have to see what happens in the near future. Because I know DC is in Southern Cal, I think, right now, because they moved there. Because I guess they want to be closer to Warner Brothers. But if Warner Brothers, if Warner sells Time Warner in DC, then that would kind of make that move kind of useless. I mean, I'm not sure. Because they wanted to sell them to Sprint or AT&T. I forgot what the company was, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you know, Qual?
Time Warner? Was it
Okay, so Warner Bros. Was thinking about selling DC and Time Warner to like one of the cellular companies. It was either going to be Sprint or I forgot who it was. Someone was interested in buying, like, purchasing DC Comics.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Yeah, but anyway, it was going to be Time Warner and DC Comics. Like Time Warner, I think owns like their shows or something like that. I can't remember what all comes with Time Warner, but I know DC was also part of the package. So I mean, it sounded like if it went through, that it means we would see a lot more streaming services for DC Comics because it's like a cellular company that's taking over.
Hell yeah!
I'm just not sure what it means for the movies, though.
Not sure. Not 100% on that. I don't think it would.
I mean, if it's gonna make more like TV shows online, that would be pretty cool. Because it'd be nice to see like DC have their like own little streaming service where they can stream like all those old cartoons that everyone like fell in love with, like Batman the animated series, and then they start making their like new shows as well. I mean, also it gives them a chance to get away from Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network is like going down the tube.
Oh yeah, that is a fact.
Yeah. Although, I mean, Cartoon Network recently with the original shows has been pretty good. It's just like their adaptations haven't been that great.
You said Cartoon Network?
Yeah, like they have some good recent shows. It's just like they're kind of original shows. Like their adaptation shows aren't that great.
I think they're being held together by Rick and Morty.
You mean Adult Swim?
Yeah, that is what we're talking about.
Rick and Morty's going down. I mean, Rick and Morty things getting canceled.
Really?
Yeah, I think like because did you see that meme where it was like women made Rick and Morty great or something like that, and then it turns out it's going to be canceled after the 5th season or something like that?
No, I didn't. Okay, not hear any of that.
Yeah, one of the creators virtue signaled, did a feminist like post or something, and then next thing you know, it's getting canceled.
Hey, that's great. Good news. Fuck that faggot.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, Adult Swim technically is that considered part of Cartoon Network or is that a different division though?
I'm not sure. It's on. I'm pretty sure it's owned by.
It's on the same channel, I know, but I wasn't sure if they were considered the same thing. Like if they're just like they're both owned by Warner Brothers, but I thought they were just on the same channel.
I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. Cartoon Network, I mean, yes, some improvement compared to like 10 years ago, which was having some serious issues. But yeah, also like that's why like Mags like posts out she wants to write for Steven Universe.
Oh Jesus, that show is fucking SJW shit.
Yeah, you can kind of tell why she wants to write for it.
But yeah. I'm always gonna say that. I am always gonna be like, yeah, you mean he. No, I got
you. Yeah. But it was just pretty funny how what was it? Yeah, so basically because Steven Universe, they have like the gyms which are supposedly like they're agender or something like that.
The gyms?
Those characters like apparently like those characters, they're not humans. They're like basically like gyms that turn into humanoids or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, like they're kind of described as being non-gendered. they just happen to like act feminine or something like that.
This is on Steven the Universe.
Yeah, it's on Steven Universe. Yeah.
I don't really watch it that often.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of LGBT people love it. Like transgender people love it apparently.
Oh, I bet it'd be like right up their alley.
Yeah, because you heard about how people were getting death threats for doing fan art of the series, or they would like race swap a character. Yeah.
No. It was for hot fan art. They did whatever the purple fucking nurse or whatever the fuck she is in the show. Somebody drew her like not as a fat fucking lesbian, and people lost their shit. I remember that.
What show are we talking about?
Steven Universe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I actually was a part of that fandom for a while until I left. Not because of the fandom, but just because the show wasn't getting as good anymore. But yeah, I've heard plenty about the SJWs in the fandom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially like they did a lot of crazy stuff. Like in one of the episodes where they actually used like a real hotel. I forgot what the name was, but they used a real hotel for the show, and people started. They made a hotel that was based on this. Okay, I don't know. I think the way I'm explaining it, it's kind of complicated. I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying, but forget it.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Okay. It's just that okay, so the people in the show decided that they wanted to put this hotel in the show to get them more, I guess, views. But what ended happening up instead was the SJWs just kind of went and left bad reviews at the hotel, just kind of saying stuff like really. Like if you read the reviews, you can tell these are people who take the show way too seriously.
Was this the Moose Knuckle? Or are you talking about the Moose Knuckle Hotel?
I don't think that's the hotel. I think it was called. I forgot what it was, but I can look it up. Keystone. Keystone Motel. That's it.
They hated the hotel because something bad happened in the show at the hotel.
They said stuff about how the pool was the pool got dried up because they saw this small ruby kind of they saw a character from the show in the pool drying up the pool. And also the fact that this restaurant got kind of busted up, like one of their tables got busted up and all that, like stuff in the show that happened that didn't actually happen. They just put that down just to, I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, or that some of the rooms got cold because one of the characters has ice powers and stuff. But
so this was in the show, and so the hotel had a problem with that in the show. So fans decided that they were going to start trolling the actual hotel in real life.
Yeah,
because the fictional employees were dicks.
No, it was because it was because the characters in the show were doing that kind of shit. But
hey, remind me that if I ever have my favorite show where it takes place in London or somewhere, and the police officer are assholes, I will be an asshole to the actual police officers because the fictional ones were assholes.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like, basically. Yeah, I can see why people got triggered by fan art because I typed in the characters on Google Images, and yeah, there's a lot of fan art for this show.
Oh yeah, tons of it.
Yeah, some of it's pretty hot actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Steven's mom is actually a pretty hot babe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, but yeah, but people got flipped because people like lost their shit over like what one character being drawn too thin, another character having a race swap where she like has light skin instead of being like black, and it's like what people were accusing of like white supremacy, and there were like death threats going on. So like even the creators had to step in telling them to stop giving death threats to people
like
because they're making fan art. Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous, right? Fucking retards.
Yeah, it's like, hey, they were fine with like I don't know, with comic book characters being race swapped when they were white and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that like apparently Exiles, the comic book kind of sucks.
It is total shit.
Yeah, I joked about saying that the Exiles, they're called the Exiles for a reason. They need to be exiled from Marvel continuity. That's what they should. They should like take all the SJW characters and put them on the Exiles, and it's like so it's like as an in joke saying you guys got exiled.
Yeah. Do they ever explain how Valkyrie is like that?
What, you mean black?
Yeah.
No, of course not. That would take fucking like brain cells. And not being a fucking crazy SJW zealot.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like something they don't know how to not do. Like they can't not do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just pretty crazy because like oh yeah, there's like this apparently this new art. There's like this new Miss Marvel comic that's coming out now. Like it's basically like they rip off the Archie comic where like the art style looks like it's an Archie comic, and it's like oh love is in the air, and all the couples are like interracial or something like that. Like there are no white guys in the photo, and there's like a black guy and a white girl.
Jesus.
I know it's like it's like Archie, but like the SJW version.
I believe it, dude. I saw this fucking crazy game called what was the fucking shit called? You start off as a black guy in college.
Yeah, the title of the issue is called "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" It's or something like that. It's like, no, do not ruin a song from a Disney classic. Thank you. Do not use that lyrics.
Don't fuck up Elton John like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was going to tell someone. I forgot. So you said that like Stephen King, like where did you say he said the Lost Colony was? That was total bullshit. It was Virginia or was it?
Yeah, he said it.
You mentioned it on a pre-stream. So it was supposed to be in Virginia or it wasn't supposed to be in Virginia.
It was not supposed to be in Virginia.
Oh, where was it supposed to be then?
North Carolina, actually.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah, because I remember our previous stream, you said, like, yeah, Stephen King was like a fucking idiot.
He is a fucking idiot. Like,
yeah,
he's a fucking idiot.
I know. He can't stop talking on Twitter and stuff. It's like, shut up.
I don't even follow him on Twitter.
Well, I don't follow him either. He pops up because people I follow retweet him, laughing at him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think Spin Shapiro was like the latest person to talk about how he had an orgy of kids fucking and stuff.
Jesus. Yeah, that was in that was definitely in it.
That was me. But that was one of his books where he was on drugs. Like he was taking like I think like cocaine or something.
Yeah, but does that like a side effect of cocaine to make you want to like write child orgies? Because I've never done cocaine before, you know what I'm saying? If that's
I don't know. Some drugs do some really messed up things. I mean, I think some people say it gets you focused or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's why. It's just like, yeah, it kept him focused, so he probably was like brainstorming or something the entire time.
Jesus.
I have no idea. I mean, I've never taken cocaine either, so I don't know. It just affects people differently, I guess.
Oh yeah, I have no doubts.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, musicians take LSD back in the 60s because I guess that's how some of them got some of their, hit songs, like the Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah, I'm not a big Beatles fan, I'll just be honest with you.
I like old Beatles. I mean, I like middle and old Beatles. Like, I haven't really listened to any of their later songs, but I like their classic songs and like the songs they sung when they first came to America, when they looked like a boy band.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand their place in music history, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like their harmony. Like I think I guess I just really like the harmony, the jingle, like the tune and their lyrics. Like it goes really well together. I think, yeah.
Hell yeah. And no, they're a good band by all means.
I also started listening to a bit of Elvis too. Elvis is fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what's funny is some people thought like, so I had to educate someone at work who thought like Elvis was a very like, I don't know, bubblegum, like he was like very like, like what was the word, appropriate or something like that. And I had to tell him like, no, like back in the 50s, Elvis swiveling his hips was like the equivalency of twerking today and stuff,
Yeah, it was devil
yeah, it was
worship.
yeah, it was scandalous. Like, yeah, I think when they recorded him, he had to have like his like they only showed the top half of his body, like they wouldn't show the bottom half because he was swiveling his hips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty scandalous. So yeah, so that's what I told him. It's like, yeah, back in the 50s, swiveling your hips was like, yeah, you didn't you didn't really do that when performing.
Yeah, exactly. You were the devil for doing that shit, son. Like, hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, like mainly in his play, like mainly where he lived. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, most of the country at that point. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. Sure. But hey, Florence, yeah, thanks for getting the picture done.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I actually, if I had like 5 things down on a stick, because I actually started buying sticky notes. I actually got like 5 things I wanted to do this week, and I actually finished early. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, hold on, I kind of want to look at it. Yeah, I kind of I didn't really think that. I thought that, because I kind of have some people on Twitter who follow me who were kind of not who are kind of like, left, that they would see that and then they would like, like ask me like why, but so far like no one's asked me anything about that yet.
Well, you didn't. Well, okay. Well, you did retweet it, so that's sure. Because I mean, I just mentioned you, but it wouldn't show up on your wall. I don't think.
Oh no,
yeah. So I mean, no one will see it unless you retweet it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or people will probably see it, but they probably won't really care. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're just illustrating, so I guess for you it'd be like, yeah, I mean, people illustrate with different political opinions all the time. Like I'm pretty sure like EVS has to illustrate for left-wing writers.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of yeah, that's just kind of how it is that I'm not really gonna think that much about who I'm gonna be illustrating for, just that if it's something that I can get like a learning experience out of,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I kind of let me see. I kind of wanted to draw him with an undercut for his hair, but I feel like with the hat it kind of I don't think you can really see it, but yeah, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of an undercut for him, but yeah.
Oh, you say an undercut?
Yes, sort of like a bowl kind of hairstyle. I'm not really sure how I could I'm not sure how I could describe it, but it's kind of like you have more hair on top and then you have less hair on the bottom,
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. This when I first brainstormed the character, he did have a bit of an almost anime-esque. Like how some comic book characters nowadays are having a bit of an anime-inspired design to them. Like not exactly, but it's like Super Sons. Like when you look at Super Sons, that's like one of those comic books with that kind of almost anime-esque like art style to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I first imagined him, yeah, that was kind of the original like idea I had for him.
Yeah.
When I thought of it in my head and stuff, yeah. Because that'd be kind of cool because like that kind of style tends to attract more like younger people, you know, compared to like the classical style, which is a little more, like definitely like American, a lot more American influence.
Yeah, it's a lot more traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Super Sons and the artist.
I think the reason why they do, I think one of the reasons why they do that in general is just because, like, I don't know, the anime like style conveys a more childlike sense of, you know, it just feels more like it would appeal more to younger people compared to the traditional style, which definitely feels like, you know, adults will like that style a little more.
Oh yeah, like when I was younger, I actually used to like that style a lot more, like Pokemon and a lot of the stuff on Toonami. I actually liked a lot more than say a lot of the more like cartoony, a lot of the cartoony stuff. Like, what was it? Like I would prefer watching something like Zatch Bell over, say, Zatch Bell or Teen Titans Go. No, not Teen Titans Go. Fuck that. Teen Titans over. Yeah. Zatch Bell or Teen Titans over, let's say, SpongeBob or Dave the Barbarian or stuff like that.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you're there.
That's
okay.
right.
Oh yeah. So Florence did like an illustration for one of the superheroes I created for a National Novel Writing Month story. So I was going to screen share and show you a quote.
Go for it.
Okay. Okay, so there it is if you can see it.
MAGA boy.
Yeah, MAGA boy. Like almost like mega, but with an A instead of an E. Yep. But yeah, I haven't posted on Twitter.
I'm trying not to chew in y'all's mouth. Sorry, I'm kind of eating right now.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, so basically, I created the character as an idea. So it's kind of like what's the example? He's a little bit like Captain America, kind of, but he's like he's like a teenage superhero, and he has like a magic American flag that can basically bend and stretch and like ensnare people. So he kind of uses a fighting style kind of similar to like, you know, like how characters who have like the ability to like elongate their hair and wrap people up in it and then like send them flying with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it's almost a little bit like, those types of characters with like, prehensile hair, just that it's with like an American flag.
Oh,
so like so like his fighting style would be like, okay, he like say like he whips out the flag and it elongates and ensnares, like wraps around someone's ankles, and then he just flicks it and they get sent high into the air and then slammed onto the ground. So it's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the cape from Doctor Strange.
I'm not too familiar with that, I guess.
Yeah, or kind of like or like let's say Medusa's hair, where it just kind of elongates and just kind of moves on its own and stuff.
I guess so, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but that was basically MAGA boy and stuff, and he has a teammate called Altbot, which is basically a robot who is who basically is politically incorrect. I call him Altbot as a joke, and yeah, he's like a robot that essentially went on to pole, and his brain got infected, so now he's like a politically offensive robot that's a superhero.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I guess he's unfortunate. I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get him into DC. So I guess they both would have to be like on independent books because they'd be offensive.
I don't know if you can really go through Image. I don't know if they.
Well, really... I'll probably just go. I can probably just go through Antarctic Press like Donald J. Thump. Say, did you guys get your copies of My Hero Macadamia?
I did not.
Oh, but you heard about it, Gwalt, right?
You're talking about the anime?
You know Donald J. Thump?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he created a comic book that's like a political satire called My Hero Macadamia, which is like a pro-Trump parody of My Hero Academia.
I did not know that. But then again, I haven't been on Twitter in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, the book is out, and I think that they're waiting for it to go into its third printing or something like that. But yeah, I got mine I got mine on the first order before it sold out, and it's really hilarious. Like it's just really funny. Like Donald Trump is basically All Might, but he's called Wall Might in this book.
That is hilarious.
Oh yeah, and then there's like there are these bad guys that are like giant Mexican wrestlers, and they call themselves the Bad Hombres. And basically, Trump essentially basically tells them before you can come to America, you need to learn 3 things. Number 1, learn a skill. Number 2, learn English, and number 3, wait your turn.
No, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and it's like basically one of his combos involves him slamming his fist into the ground and creating a massive wall called Landslide Victory.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. And like, yeah, Melania Trump has like water superpowers. The main character is basically like a kid version of Mike Pence, who basically grows like when he gains the superpowers, he turns into an adult and has has electricity superpowers. And I think General Matisse has like flight and like fire powers. And yeah, the villains are swamp creatures, which are basically, yeah, the swamp.
I'm not sure.
Not read this.
Hey, what?
Go for it. My bad, Florence. I said I definitely haven't read this.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure what reference that was from. The swamp one.
Oh, the swamp. Like, you know, the corruption in Washington, D.C. They call it the swamp. Drain the swamp.
Oh.
Yeah, so the swamp creatures are basically, yeah, the members of Congress. Yeah, and then Hillary's like the main villain in the book. She like becomes a giant robot.
That's kind of fitting for her, robot.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But yeah, so it's really funny, and like it's the book that basically had a bunch of SJWs like losing their shit over, saying like, "Oh, this is a disgrace to My Hero Academia" and stuff.
Don't these people understand satire?
I know, but you know, again, it's pro-Trump satire, so they like hate that.
Oh yeah, that's fact.
But it's selling out. Then there's like this there's this one Kickstarter that's going to be done by Diversity in Comics called Jawbreakers.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Nurkish has been shit posting about that. It's really funny. I don't know, did you guys see those? Like Nurkish, he was like shit posting about that. He's like, why would you be interested in it? Why would you support a book that's going to be so terribly written and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I saw the blurb, the little summary of it. It seems like kind of a generic superhero story, but we'll have to see when it comes out, I guess. I mean, someone joked saying that John Mallon's art style is like a better Rob Liefeld, where like his characters look like machines or something like that when he draws them. It was like someone making a pop-in joke.
I'd have to like do a little bit of a comparison between the two.
Yeah. Well, everyone seems to hate on Rob Liefeld, though.
Yeah, hasn't Rob Liefeld kind of adopted the same kind of like hasn't he kind of like been a little bit on the left or anything like that? Or
I guess he's on the left, but he doesn't really talk. He doesn't talk politics on his Twitter. Before I got banned by him, because he blocked me because I guess like over the whole Dare Ohio, whatever that that whole fiasco with that troll. But he blocked me and stuff. But yeah, no. When I checked the first time, he didn't seem like to be really. He didn't post a lot about politics. It was just random stuff. But like he's kind of considered he's like one of those early fan creators, you know what I mean? Like he was a fan that became a creator. Because like before his generation, most of the comic creators were not, let's say, originally fans. They just they were just coming in because they wanted to find work and they wanted to get into writing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys think that there should be something like that with like our community or something like that?
What are you talking about?
Like just saying that. Um, I was just kind of thinking that, you know, because like there's a lot of people in this community that kind of want to be like writers and artists and stuff. You don't think that, you know, there
Oh,
might
you
end
need
up
to
being
form
like
our own
a
company.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. We could call it politically incorrect publications or PIP. I like some PIP, please. What?
I said that sounds funny.
Yeah, we call it PIP and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm a PIP fan. Stuff, but yeah, Pip also happens to be a name of that British kid that everyone hates in South Park.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
away, Pip. No one likes you.
That is so true.
Yeah. Which would be funny because you could say that's a meta joke where it's like, oh yeah, it says so many people hate Pip, and it's like, oh yeah, Cartman hates Pip, and Cartman could be like SJW Marvel and stuff.
Hell yeah. No, damn.
I wonder if Dan Sly is Cartman's dad.
Dan Slott
is Cartman's dad because like Cartman's a real huge asshole.
Oh yeah.
That kind of reminds me that you know how Cartman would always say like, "I'm not fat, I'm just big boned."
Oh yeah, that might be. I'm not sure if that's a Harry Potter ripoff or not because wasn't a Harry Potter book as a reference. That was a line in the Harry Potter book, like in the fourth one.
I might have to read that to see, but yeah, I think that maybe Cartman could actually take advantage of the whole fat acceptance thing and just kind of start, you know, because Cartman's kind of, you know, he's kind of started to become like an SJW, so it's like it'd be fitting if he'd be like part of the fat acceptance or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he would definitely be on that. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all's fault.
Yeah.
I can see him pulling some shit. But Cartman is so fucking diabolical sometimes.
Well, it's kind of like well, it's kind of like how when you think of like Brian Griffin is like what happened to Brian Griffin in Family Guy, where he like goes from being the voice of reason to being like just a total asshole. Like it's like originally you didn't know if he was an atheist, but then when he came out as an atheist, they for some reason decided to turn him into an asshole. So he became like that liberal douche and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So it's like it's like a huge stereotype where it's like, oh yeah, he's an atheist, he's a douchebag, and he's a liberal and stuff. It's like you just have to hate him and stuff, yeah. Yeah, he basically like, it's almost like he became any drinks. Well, he does also like he also is a writer, and he's like a bad writer who also likes to drink coffee while he writes. So it's almost like he's been turned into a Seattle progressive who also happens to be a hypocrite, a contrarian. What?
Who's this?
Brian Griffin from Family Guy, the dog.
Oh God, has he?
Yeah,
have they turned him into something horrible?
But remember like how he used to be the voice of reason, then they turned him into like an atheist, a liberal, and a douchebag, like who's like a contrarian and a hypocrite.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he was always like a fucking pessimist, you know what I'm saying? But
he was a pessimist, but he wasn't openly like he didn't confirm that he was an atheist technically until there was that show, that one episode where he did come out as atheist stuff, yeah. Which was kind of cringy because they were kind of like everyone's reaction to it was like I think was just way overblown. Because that's kind of what Family likes to do is they'll take something and just blow it out of proportion that when you look back on it, it's kind of cringy. It's like very edgy teenager style humor sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I get it that Seth MacFarlane himself is an atheist, but I mean, come on. There gets a point where it just kind of gets a little too cringy where it's like, I don't know, it seems like your politics is really kind of infecting the show, you know? I mean, I just feel like it's kind of bad writing when like your agenda is so obvious that it just kind of almost comes off as insecure and stuff. That you can't shut it off.
Oh yeah, well that's most fucking agendas.
Yeah, television shows that's the problem with TV today. It's like same thing with Family. Like Family Guy, it's like I mean, I like toilet humor, but just Family Guy has become the toilet humor is just so lazy. I think they like even the creators have said that they have run out of ideas for the show. So it's just I'm just waiting for it to die. Yeah.
Meanwhile, The Simpsons are still kicking ass.
They are. I know a lot of people hate the show now. Like a lot of people say The Simpsons after season 8 just went downhill. I mean, there are some good episodes, but they just say Simpsons as a whole just isn't that good.
I just like their recent one where they like said "go fuck yourself" to
oh the Apu
policing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and people are so pissed that Lisa is the one who came up with that ending line or something like that. People were saying, "Oh, Lisa's liberal, so she would have agreed with it or something."
Yeah, but they don't understand the difference between progressive and liberal. Those people are stupid.
Well, yeah. The thing is, I think Lisa could have made the line just because she is someone who at least tries to listen to reason and has on several occasions, like, you know, disagreed with I think the progressive extreme narrative and stuff.
Well, Lisa as a character is one of the smarter characters in the whole show. So, like, I mean, it would make sense that a smart person would come to that conclusion.
Although I will say I did check out season 5. I did buy season 5 of The Simpsons, and it's like that Malibu Stacy episode was kind of cringy though.
Which one?
So one where Lisa gets kind of triggered or upset at that the Malibu Stacy's like lines that she says, like the doll says, is like she deems sexist.
I missed that one.
It was in season 5. It's an early episode, so this is kind of before the whole like radical feminism began to try and like take over like the entertainment, toys, and like pop culture and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So you could say that The Simpsons kind of almost predicted that becoming a thing.
Hey, Simpsons did it, man. Simpsons did it
for everybody. But I thought the episode was kind of cringy and stuff. Like you can kind of tell like the message and agenda pretty obviously.
Oh yeah.
But it's like basically it's like with The Simpsons, it's kind of like everyone says that once they switched to cell animation instead of hand drawn, the show just like fell apart.
I was actually kind of wondering, but don't like SJWs like Lisa?
Yeah, they like her because I mean, in the recent episodes, she kind of became like a sense like the butt of the SJW joke because she tends to like embrace all these different like progressive ideas.
She's like 12 though.
I know, but that's just the thing is that that's how our character's been written, basically as being like it's kind of like with Brian Griffin. Like she was kind of meant to be like the voice of reason in the early seasons, but as they went along, she became like the butt of the joke. Like whereas like she's supposed to be like that very progressive, like activist and stuff.
Oh man.
The same thing with Brian Griffin. Like Brian Griffin was supposed to be the voice of reason, but then he morphed into like a basically a hypocritical sex fiend. Yeah, there's like, I mean, did you guys watch the episode where Quagmire like basically rants to him as to why he hates him?
Oh yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah. Basically, he's like toxic. Yeah, it essentially is Seth MacFarlane insulting himself. Essentially, he's like roasting himself because literally Brian is like it's like Brian is meant now as a joke at Seth MacFarlane because they basically act the same, and heck, he even uses the same type of voice for Brian as he does in real life. Like Seth MacFarlane sounds exactly like Brian.
Yeah.
So yes, when Quagmire's insulting Brian, he's actually like, in roasting himself. Like Seth MacFarlane is roasting himself. It's like hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of wondering about like Seth MacFarlane. He's left too, right? Or he's just kind of
he's not an SJW, but he does have progressive leanings to it, and I think like it's kind of might have been him in the ass or something. I'm not sure. I don't think he has had an instance where he's being hated by SJWs yet, but it's probably going to happen eventually. But I mean, I know the ore wall is good, so at least it seems like he likes doing the ore wall because he's really into Star Trek.
Yeah,
but I guess he did have it because like with the Orville. Like, the show got horrible ratings, got horrible reviews from mainstream people, but the audience love it.
Yeah, I've still have yet to actually see that, but definitely I would see the Orville over the Star Trek show.
STD.
Yeah.
Are you there, Gwal, or did you head off for a bit? Oh yeah, I guess he's away from the computer. But yeah, yeah, no, that show is like just not Star Trek. Like those Klingons look horrible. Like I like the design that the Klingons had in Next Generation Deep Space Nine with the reaches.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really speak because of the whole, because I mean, I haven't seen any episode of Discovery, so I'm not really sure if I can really speak, but about the show itself. But
well,
I
those
mean,
pictures of Klingons just turned me off. Like when I saw those Klingons, I was just done because they look like orcs, basically.
Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah, I was just done. No, it's like I don't care if it gets better. I'm just not watching it. And then like, I mean, when the first couple episodes have SJW leanings to it, it's just no. And a lot of people say, well, Star Trek was always left leaning. Yes, but it wasn't this bad, like this obvious and this like just out of like like basically Gene Roddenberry-esque.
Yeah, they made the skin look way too metallic, I think. Like like way too glossy.
Well, yeah, and then their faces don't look right at all and stuff. It's like looks awful.
Yeah, especially like this one guy who has like has like this nose that's just like he has like two sets of nostrils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like I was saying, I don't think I can really speak on the show because haven't really seen a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
But I did see that clip where I did see that one clip where this one person on the crew member kind of was like the F-bomb in the show. I saw the clip of that, and honestly,
wait, someone said the F word.
Yeah, the F word in Star Trek.
Yeah, that's very on Star Trek because in Star Trek they never curse. Like,
yeah, you would expect like a crew that operates all of these like really advanced ships, all this advanced technology, and is at the top of their game. I mean, realistically.
It's like how with Star Wars, where like they have all those mama jokes. Like, it's like Finn pops a mama. Oh, sorry, not Finn. Sorry, Poe pops a mama joke with like General Hux and stuff or something like that. It's like, what the hell is that? I mean, that's not a Star Wars joke. It's just like the writers acting like children. It's like it's literally like it's just like I mean, the problem is that TV and movies. They're all written by the same group of hacks that literally don't know what to write. So they put in all these ridiculous jokes or lines that almost mean nothing to like the character development or plots. It just meant to keep the audience entertained or something,
I kind of blame it on the fact that some of the writers may not actually know about like I guess like little stuff about the shows that they're writing for. Like
the problem is mainly postmodernism and the idea that you can do no wrong and anyone who criticizes you is just a harasser online. It's like a most postmodernist arc. See, I actually wanted to talk about. I have this theory as to why people like Ethan Van Sciver and like John Mallon are really good at their work as artists. Because you have a lot of conservative artists in comic books and stuff. So my theory is that because conservatives believe in the standards of art and that the human body has an ideal appearance, like beauty, like how like with the Greeks. They have all those statues that that show off the beauty of humanity, and they're not overweight. They're all like skinny and well fit and stuff. Like they show you off what is considered like the template of a human beauty.
Oh yeah,
like masterpieces like the Da Vinci's piece, works of art, and all these different famous painters and stuff. So because conservatives believe in a standard of beauty and artistic excellence, people like Ethan Van Sciver are able to succeed because they understand the standard, whereas far left artists, their stuff is bad because they embrace the modern art doctrine, like postmodern doctrine, where art is subjective, so there should be no standard to it. Like everything is great. So in a sense, it's like equality of art or something. There's no standards; all art is equal and stuff.
Yeah,
which is why it looks terrible, because you don't have a standard. Therefore, there's no reason to push yourself to do better.
I totally agree with that. I think that's pretty prevalent in a lot of
okay, so
SJW comics.
That as a conservative, conservatives artistically tend to actually have a standard because they believe in the idea of beauty standards. Like there's a standard of beauty. Like there's something that can be considered beautiful and something that can be considered ugly.
Well, as long as you're not, I don't think it's super conservative or whatnot. I think it's more, are you a fucking intersectional retard or not?
Well, I mean, but when you think about it, I mean, the idea of having standards is kind of a traditional standpoint. I mean, like it's like with one of Doug's videos they did, where if you were to take a modern art piece and go back 200 years ago, you would get laughed off the stage, but by the people who are used to more classical art, masterpieces.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
But like, you can actually go to an art studio and actually, I heard this like story from Hunter Avalon where he just kind of, there was this one SJW, he was just kind of took all of her pee and just like put it on an art gallery and all that. And
yeah, I know. Yeah, the modern art is mental illness put on display.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that could, actually modern art would be saved if they literally build it like that, where it's like, oh yeah, all modern art is just mental illness put on display. Like, here's a mentally ill person who put her pee in something and is displaying it. Here's a crazy feminist who basically has a picture of a butt.
Here's a homeless person that collected a lot of cans and they just put it up there in their fucking shopping cart. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because there was a funny meme, a joke going around where someone actually left, like littered something, like they littered in a modern art museum and people actually thought it was part of the exhibit, like literally thought it was just someone left their shit behind.
I totally believe it.
I know, so it's like, seriously, you know something is wrong when someone littering is now literally being considered a piece of art or something like that.
Yeah.
And people go to look at that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get the whole like wanting to like people interpretations of other stuff, but come on, it's just it's just like trash on the floor. It's not art. It's just trash.
It's kind of okay. Well, it's like, again, art is definitely subjective, but we can also have standards. But I mean, that doesn't mean the standards have to be like ironclad, because I do enjoy looking at some ancient art, like looking at hieroglyphs or Greek artistic paintings and stuff, where like the stone carvings that the Greeks put on, like on their vases, to show like different stories, in mythology. And then there's tribal art, like that's all pretty cool, but if like it's something like Western, like as an American, I do have a sense that American art is, I like to have a high standard,
Yeah.
I mean, that might sound like artistic relativism, but
No, not at
I'm
all.
just not like everything. I'm just not like everything that isn't like a masterpiece sucks. It's just like I have expectations depending on what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with
I don't like modern art. Modern art is just terrible to me. It's like, it's basically postmodernism in art form.
Yep.
In fact, you could kind of tell that it kind of symbolizes a decay in society.
Now that is possible.
Yeah. But yeah, I was what was it? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I have to see Idiocracy, because I heard Idiocracy is a good film. It's like a dystopian future. Yeah, it's like they say if 1984 is a guide on how to not run a civilization, then like Idiocracy is basically like a documentary of the future.
Oh yeah,
because everyone becomes stupid because like the average IQ just plummets.
Yeah, big time.
It's like we breed basically, like Dave Cullen mentioned it, where it's like when you have an abundance of resources, you breed like rabbits. When resources are scarce, you breed like wolves, where you're like fighting for survival.
Yep. Well, that's any species, really. Like,
but it's like so it's like the stupid, like the jock guy who has low intelligence, he is constantly breeding out of wedlock, whereas the married couple with a high IQ keep wanting to expand their careers and save up money for our kids, and then they never have kids ever. So basically, high IQ gets bred out of existence by lower IQ people who just keep breeding like rabbit, which is funny because right now that's actually happening where you have a bunch of people from from very poor countries who just breed like rabbits and are starting to replace the higher IQ people. I mean, the question is if you think that like there is a genetic aspect to breeding low IQ people. I mean, if that's a thing.
I'm pretty sure that's true even here. And,
is that true? Like, if a low IQ, I know in Idiocracy, to avoid getting accusations of racism, I guess they did not like the people breeding were still white. Like, it wasn't like all non-whites who were breeding low IQ people.
Well,
like
no,
the guy who started the family tree of idiots was basically a white guy.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. Like, what you said before was more accurate. If I heard you correctly, you said the
genetically.
Like you said that poor people are outbreeding like people that are basically well off or whatever.
Yeah, high IQs, yeah, well off. Because in the movie itself, the high IQ people were cared more about their careers than reproducing, and they ended up never having kids.
Yeah, dude, it was a funny play-by-play that they were giving in the movie. But I wouldn't necessarily say high IQ, but I would definitely say poor people are outbreeding people that have like careers or whatnot. And this is true even right now, especially in like the whole feminist movement. But I'll get to that. But yeah, as far as poor people, automatically, if you look at like single mom ratios or whatever, that automatically means that the house is going to be like poorer than a traditional family or whatever if somebody waited.
Yeah.
But damn, sorry about that. Somebody's fucking typing me. Somebody's messaging my eyes. But no, damn, but no, like as far as okay, so that automatically puts them in a bad position or whatever. And if you look at the breeding rates even here in the U.S., I'm pretty confident that the lower earners or whatever are outbreeding the top. You know what I'm saying? But that seems to happen also as soon as you get well off.
Yeah, see, Dave Cullen theorized that it mainly had to, like with Idiocracy has to do with the fact that when your resources become super abundant, like with rabbits, they have almost an infinite amount of resources because they're eating grass. And because we've kind of driven off so many of their natural predators, they're breeding like crazy. You know what I mean? So when you have infinite resources, people are going to start breeding very quickly. An abundance of resources, not infinite, but abundance, yeah.
Oh yeah, very much so. Like, let's say we had fucking robots or whatever do all the manual labor for us. We became so technologically advanced that robots are taking care of everything. I mean, what really else would there be for people to do? You know what I'm saying? Especially the large portion of people that actually do work in the country. They don't have jobs anymore, so you're going to I'd fuck all day, especially, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something I would definitely do. But then again, like this is if we're talking about like futuristic shit. But yeah, even in the feminist movement, like I was saying earlier, all these women who have focused on their careers, if you talk to like 50-year-old feminists who like missed out on having kids because they focused on their careers, never settled down or got a husband because they were total fucking cunts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, you see that Cult Haim video, like the power fantasy where it talks about the female power fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like how it's like she's like in her 40s and yet she's expecting a kid, and he's like, yeah, this kid's gonna be retarded.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, because there's only you have to it's not good to have kids at a very old age.
Not at all. Yeah. I think
because all defects. Yeah.
I think it's in their 40s that actually women start having problems as far as getting eggs even to fucking like stick to their or for fertilized eggs to embed in their uterine wall. As a matter of fact, that's one of the issues.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that's to say it's like when you get pregnant at 40, there's the chances of birth defects and them being mentally like messed up is like super high. So it's like, basically a woman's fertility window is basically like 18 to 35. That's like the window to have kids.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys heard of that.
Yeah, that I wouldn't. I mean, I would assume that that would be like common sense that you'd want to. Well, not common sense, but just common knowledge that like the older you get, the
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, again, with some of these people, it's like they don't care about that logic. They just, want it both ways, and they end up fucking themselves and other people over.
Mm. Yeah, I've heard. I think it was from this YouTuber called The Right Opinion, where I think he said that some feminists kind of want it both ways, where I think some feminists kind of want to have kids, but also have careers. But like to have a career, you'd have to really sacrifice a lot of like wanting to spend time with your kids and all of that. Like, say you're gonna be like a businesswoman, you will probably be a lot more focused on your career than your kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's where idiocracy ties into. Well, it's kind of interesting because I heard Demolition Man is also another SJW dystopian future, from what Dave Collins says.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like I was around when those fucking movies came out. Like the Demolition Man, I remember that shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't it not really liked when it came out, but it became a cult classic due to like what's going on in society.
Oh, dude, it was ridiculous stuff. It was definitely a fucking Stallone. That was like during the Arnold Schwarzenegger age of fucking.
Yeah, it was like Stallone and Wesley Snipes, right?
Oh yeah, very much so. And that's also I think that was the second big film that what's that bitch's name? Get her name. Um fuck. Because her big debut I think was in Speed. What is her name? Anyway, regardless, like yeah, she was hot shit back then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that whole thing was they weren't even allowed to touch one another because it was so offensive or whatever to swap bodily fluids or to even make physical contact with each other. So they had like this sex fucking device where you and your partner would put on this device over your head or whatever and have sex in your mind or some shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
Sandra.
Yes, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
That was fucking. I remember that
Yeah.
shit.
And then also there's the Minority Report, which is based on a Philip K. Dick novel.
Oh yeah, that's more to do with thought crime.
Yeah. No, it's future crime, which is interesting because they're actually are developing computers that are creating algorithms to essentially like predict crime and stuff. It's weird. It's not a psychics like in the book or movie, but it's basically like a super smart computer. So we could have something like that where a computer predicts someone's likelihood to commit a crime, so they'll be monitored. So you could be monitored in the future for like a crime.
I actually have seen this anime. Well, I haven't seen the whole anime, but I know about this one called Psychopaths, where it's sort of like that, where they kind of everyone just kind of has like a device on them, but it kind of like a watch or something like that, and it kind of like reads like the emotional state that that person's in to see if they're like probably gonna hurt themselves or other people. Like that's how they manage to that's how they're able to predict if someone's gonna do a crime or not. But I mean, I'd have to go back and see it, but yeah.
We'll see it.
I like Psychopaths. Psychopaths was a pretty good anime. I hated the second season.
Well, it's all about asking the question is like, is it worth being able to stop crime if it means like basically arresting people before they can even commit a crime,
Exactly. No, that's exactly like a psychopath. Not only psychopaths, not only would they do that, they would fucking kill you if your shit was like high enough. Like if your distress meter or whatever on you was bad enough, they'd fucking put your ass down.
Yeah. See, that's good sci-fi right there. Is having taking those ideas and kind of making people question and saying all these SJW stuff. It's like it doesn't question anything. It's just the same. It's just propaganda and garbage.
Yeah, it is, and
there's no thought to it. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but there's no sacrifice either. Like a lot of SJW entertainment, it's like the main whatever the fucking Mary Sue character or whatever the fuck they have, the boring ass character is perfect in every way. Doesn't go through any trials and tribulations and always wins because fucking nobody knows how to write. I don't know.
And like in STD, it's like the character that the main diverse character. She like basically like attacks her own captain or something because she thinks she knows what's best or something. It's crazy.
It's the magic black woman syndrome. Is what it is.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that? Supernatural black.
And her name's like Michael. They give her like a male sounding name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're talking about fucking STD. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, STD. It's like because apparently, despite the fact that Star Trek has proven before that, even like in the shows after, all the main characters have female sounding names if you're human, even Vulcans.
Oh, they did that to be fucking so goddamn progressive.
I know it's just really stupid. Yeah.
But I mean, back to Florence's point though, Psycho-Pass, that was a really good fucking anime, dude. I like that. The first season anyway. The second season I thought was they just redid everything in the fucking first season. I thought like in the second season it was kind of shitty. But the first season was fucking badass. They even like the fucking deaths, dude, like super graphic, ultra violence. You know what I'm saying? When you see people just start exploding and shit.
Yeah.
But my bad. Sorry.
No problem.
Let's see. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It seems like just sci-fi right now. It's just in a not very good place because nothing really interesting lately.
Oh, American sci-fi for sure. Like this,
I know, which is not too bad because I actually prefer American sci-fi to a lot of Japanese sci-fi because I don't know. I've never really had any. I got really interested in many Japanese animated sci-fi. Like for me, it's like it's mostly fantasy. Like fantasy is the type of I like Japanese fantasy. Like that's always really good, but sci-fi not too much. Just never really interests me.
Hell yeah. No, definitely check out.
It's just the writing style. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's either just the writing style or sometimes stylistically they feel very similar or something. I don't know.
Definitely check out Sword Art Online if you've not seen it.
I might check it out sometime. But yeah, so for me it's like like My Hero Academia technically would be sci-fi because it's superhero and superhero is like a subgenre of sci-fi to an extent for the most part. So I'll definitely check that out when I get a chance to. But yeah. I like American sci-fi, so when it sucks, it's like it just really pisses me off that they're like, screwing with it. I mean, in literature, sci-fi is still great. Like books are still doing excellent, but it's like outside of books and like visual media, it just looks terrible.
Favorite sci-fi books, man, were the Dune series. That was fucking awesome.
Wait, I thought it would be the Gore novels with all the rape.
Gore?
The Gore novels?
I don't think I've heard them.
The Mars series by Edgar Rice Burroughs, like, John Carter.
Yeah.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, like, the guy, he gets beamed to Mars and he becomes like a warrior.
Hell yeah. Side note,
wait, what?
Yeah, why do I get fingered with the rape? I could make a rape joke right now, but it would feel very forced.
Okay. Why you get pinned with it? Because, I don't know, you play all those games.
That is true.
But anyway, the Gore novels. So the Gore novels are kind of like John Carter of Mars, just that they take place on, I think, on a planet, like on Venus or some planet. It's like on the concept where Venus, instead of being like a toxic planet, is in fact like, an Earth-like planet like ours. Like the idea that Mars had life on it. So like it's like that, but with Venus. And yeah, basically, there's a lot of like enslavement of women and rape and stuff.
As there should be.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Gore novels. So yeah, they're pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's what I say. It's like, your favorite sci-fi series must be the Gore novels then.
No. I'm definitely Dune. I like Dune a lot more. But
I haven't read Dune, but I heard Dune's really good. Yeah.
I like Jurassic Park, the book. Also, it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, Michael Crichton. He's like a doctor, or was a doctor before he got into writing books.
I can definitely see that because he's very
It's very science-free, right? Like his terminology in the book for Jurassic Park.
Yep, and accurate, which really, like, I fucking like. I really like his accuracy.
So are you more into hard science fiction, or are you fine with like the more like space opera, science fantasy types?
I like them all. It all depends, as long as it's well written. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I'm more worried about if the story's gonna fucking make sense or if they're gonna pull some shit out of their ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't like any of that shit.
See, I really wish that sci-fi movies and TV shows were like the novel industry, because the novel industry is doing really well because you don't have to worry about as much censorship, and a lot of non-progressive writers are still getting their books out and stuff. It's not just overflowing. I mean, there are SJW books and progressive novels, but it's not completely hogging the market.
Hell yeah.
Like you can find a lot of non-political books to read.
Yeah, I really despise the whole the way everything seems to become politicized. Well, not everything. You still got bastions of hope in different places. But,
well, in books, it's pretty easy to find a book that isn't trying to beat you over the head with politics, unless you're looking for it. Well, it's one of the reasons why I wish comic books would follow that example, because I feel like if comic books were like novels in the sense of like how the market was, like they would be in a really good position, because then you'd have political books, but it wouldn't be a glut, and you also have more people reading it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we about to say Florence?
Nothing. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay. Well, I really hope they allow, they do make like some Cthulhu movies, because I know some people want to make them, they just haven't gotten greenlit yet.
What movies were you talking about?
Like At the Mountains of Madness, like H.P. Lovecraft's novels being adapted to movies.
Yeah, I would love to see like I don't know if I could really see like one being adapted into a movie, because they're like more like short stories than anything else. But I mean, I would love to actually see like anthology movies actually made about them. Like, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, with Cthulhu, it's kind of like a science horror or something, or science sci-fi horror.
Yeah, personally, I always kind of liked the. I mean, I've tried to read about as much of H.P. Lovecraft stuff as much as I could, but I think the one book that I really liked was the Dunwich Horror. Not sure why.
I haven't read all of them. Yeah, I have to read all of them sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I find the Cthulhu mythos to be really interesting because, it influenced a lot of horror, and I just as someone who likes to write horror short stories, I think I like taking inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft because his mythos is really complex and cool.
Yeah, that kind of.
What's weird is there's no video. What's weird is that there are no video games. Really, many of his mythos. There's tons of board games, but no movies or video games.
Actually, they're gonna come out with a video game this year that's based on the Call of Cthulhu board game.
Oh, that's okay. Well, which board game? Is there multiples?
It's the actual board game.
Arkham Horror or Eldritch Horror?
I'm not sure.
I'd have to look it up. I'll have to look it up and stuff because that was just a weird thing, was that there were there's aside from one video game from years ago, there have not really been any Cthulhu games for video games, and there have been no Cthulhu movies, which is weird given how much merchandise there's made out of Cthulhu. Cthulhu is a huge merchandising property.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's much better than zombies. I'm sick of zombies. I'm literally kind of done with zombies because it's I just want the genre to go away. and take a break for years. It's the same thing over and over again. Like The Walking Dead. I won't watch The Walking Dead just because I have like no interest really.
Yeah, I read the comic book. Where The Walking Dead is now, they finally finished with the whole Negan arc, basically. I've read all the way up there to the comic books fucking like years and years of fucking go.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't Negan like everyone's favorite or something because he's like so crazy?
He was awesome in the comic books, I'll be honest with you. He did a lot of cool shit.
What do you do in the TV show?
Basically a lot of the same shit. If not,
okay.
I don't know. But the TV show itself is, I don't know, man. I hate the TV show because what you can get through in like 2 pages of fucking comic book, it'll take them a whole goddamn season to do. You're just like, wow.
Seriously?
Wow. Yeah, dude. Like some of The Walking Dead, the TV show drags ass, and it's just fucking. And I understand they're trying to make character development or whatever the fuck, or dramatization. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're just like, dude, come the fuck on. Like, let's get this show rolling. It's pretty fucking lame in some aspects.
Yeah, my brother actually stopped watching The Walking Dead after. I don't know if you guys want spoilers or anything, but after like, what about you, Walt?
I'm current. Like, I saw the last act. I haven't seen like that whole fucking season because I mean, I don't give a shit about spoilers. Like, believe me, I was spoiled because I already read the comic books like in 2000. What year was that? It was a long fucking time ago. Like, Jesus, 4 years ago or some shit.
Yeah, but my brother, he stopped watching the show after Carl's death, and yeah, he was really upset about that. So, and
it was Carl,
the main character's son.
Wait, the kid. You mean the main character's son, the little boy?
Yeah, who doesn't die in the comic books?
But how did he die?
Bitten by a zombie, and then I guess he probably, I don't know if it was suicide or someone shot him in the head.
It was suicide. He killed himself.
So yeah, bitten by a zombie was turning.
Yeah.
So the question is, do they ever figure out? Do they ever find a cure for the zombie disease?
No, because everybody's already got it. Like whenever you die, you automatically turn.
Wait. So you don't even have to be bitten. If you get killed in every way, you're going to turn.
As long as if you get killed and it doesn't like smash your head open or some shit.
So in this scenario, in this world, if someone was to shoot the main character in the chest and pierce his heart and he bleeds out, he's going to resurrect
as a zombie. Yeah.
So what was the cause of the apocalypse, the zombie outbreak anyway?
They never really get into it. They talk about well, they sort of do in season 1. They're walking through the city and there's this fucking research laboratory that they were trying to find a cure for the disease or whatever. But apparently it's a disease that everybody already has. And it goes through a whole bunch of other fucking crazy shit. But
so basically, essentially, how the outbreak started was everyone had the disease and then someone died, and then turned into a zombie, and then bit someone, and it went on from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you don't learn that until like the very end of fucking first season.
Yes, but that probably is how the outbreak started, right? Where someone probably died, and then they came back as a zombie and started biting people. Yes, or tons of people die whenever someone died, yeah.
Yeah, well, how many people die every day?
Yeah. The question is, where's but they never said where disease came from because people were already dying and not coming back as zombies, so it must be an airborne. So I guess it's an airborne virus then, right?
Would have to be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, because I know in Zombieland they explain how the disease comes because the disease is it's like an evolution of mad cow disease.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like a guy hit into a bad cheeseburger, mad cow disease evolved into mad human, mad zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think in warm bodies, Like the zombies seems like it's like a witch's curse or something. They don't explain it, but that's the only thing can explain why, like, I guess true love makes them change back and stuff.
Yeah, I saw parts of that.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best, but you know, it's okay. And like I know Night of the Living Dead, that series kind of hints that it's like, I don't know, like a radiation from the moon, like a passing comet or something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're talking about that was Night of the Living Dead, and
Yeah,
that was
Red George Romero.
also hell yeah, and Return of the Living Dead also the or what was the
Well, Return of the Living
was
Dead is not. It's not like a spin-off, but you know, it references it, but it says like that's all fake or something. You know, like what really happened is that a chemical brought them to life, and shooting them in the head doesn't kill them. They want to eat people's brains. You know, I think that's the movie where that whole concept of zombies eating people's brains, I think, came from.
possibly was that the 80s one, like the
Yeah, Return of the
remake?
Living Dead, the A's ones. Yeah, where like the
Yeah,
zombie comes up and he says brains. You know,
yeah,
that's all they say
hell
is
yeah,
brains. Yeah.
yeah, that was a fun one. I
Yeah,
like
and it's
those.
like burning them makes it worse because then they get the chemicals get into the air and then it rains and then it like seeps into the ground and dead people come to life.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, zombies have like had their turn, like definitely in pop culture or whatever. Like I totally agree with you on that. But it's oh man, I don't even know what to say about now. Like it's the horror movies now are so fucking trashy. Like, did you get a chance to see A Quiet Place?
I didn't, but I got to hear about what happened in the movie.
Cool, because I'm not trying to spoil anything if you guys are trying to watch that.
oh, what
Um,
movie?
A Quiet Place.
I heard that apparently, like, what the SGWs are mad at it or something.
Why are they mad?
I don't know. Steven Crowder did a video on it.
I did not hear about that. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, it's just like,
Um,
yeah, the Steven Crowder has a video on it, so I guess he explains it better.
uh, I mean, but you know which movie I'm talking about then?
Yeah, the one where people have to be like quiet, right? Like they can't make a
Yeah,
sound because they're super hearing. There's like these creatures super hearing.
exactly. It's really good concepts. It that effect that I mean, if you saw there were some good parts of that movie. I'm not gonna talk shit, but like and actually now I can kind of see why SJWs would be pissed off at it because there's like no fucking minority roles at all. Like, it just follows one family around and it's a white family, so fuck them, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But so I can see why they're crying, but let them cry. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think they also thought there was like apparently like there was pro life messages or something in the film.
well, yeah, because a lady has a fucking baby. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that is pretty much. Well, I mean, you'd have to continue on the species. At the same token, that's probably like one of the worst fucking things you could do if you're faced with an enemy that hunts you by sound is to have a fucking kid that is going to cry for like the first year of its life at least. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna wake you up crying. That's pretty fucking loud. And that's something I didn't like in the movie itself is the aliens. There's a lot of questions about these fucking aliens. They're like, okay, they can hear the weirdest noises at the weirdest times, stuff like that, which is really fucking stupid. Like they can hear something a mile away, you know what I'm saying, a light noise or some shit a mile away, and then not hear something fucking in the same room as it, you know what I'm saying, in another scene. Like that's a very large leap in
logic.
um yeah, very much so. Like how the what in the fuck? So that's fucking stupid shit. But there was some cool shit that happened. Like there was this stupid fucking kid who got this spaceship toy, right? And it makes a bunch of noise and stuff. His dad's like, "Nah, dude, you can't have it. It makes too much noise." And so the fucking his deaf daughter, who is like deaf throughout the movie, which explains why they know sign language or whatever. It's kind of which is, I mean, you can look at that any way you want. It seems kind of like a dumb. I was like, okay, so they have a deaf daughter. That's how they know sign language. well, I guess they would. A family like that would fucking survive better in a an environment that's you're being hunted by sound. You know what I'm saying? That would give your family an advantage over another family. I can see that shit happen. But the fucking the kid, this is another good part, I guess, in my eyes. The kid, the fucking the stupid ass fucking daughter who's deaf, you know what I'm saying, gives the toy back to the little boy, and the boy keeps the fucking toy, and he turns the fucking thing on, and the alien creatures or whatever fucking murk his ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes, fuck that kid, fuck that stupid
they
kid.
murked his ass. What do you mean murked his ass?
I mean, they fucking killed him. They brutally beat him. Killed him.
Killed a little kid.
Yes, it was awesome.
They allow. Whoa, man! I thought they didn't allow that in movies anymore.
Oh no, dude! Kids die all the time. It's all good. Like, it's fantasy, dude. It's fiction. I mean, it's not real. You know what I'm saying? I'll fucking kill kids.
You said it was beautiful that they. Wait, you said that it was beautiful that they beat a kid to death? Dang, Walt.
It is fucking great. It is poetic fucking justice, because in the world of survival, so that gave. I mean, this is why I'm kind of conflicted on the movie, because there's a lot of stupid shit I can't overlook, but at the same time, yeah, fuck that kid. You know what I'm saying? They're showing you basically how brutal of a world this is. Yeah, kids not going to survive. Also, don't get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's probably a good idea. Or just like kick her down the steps or something. Oh, you're pregnant. I'm so happy. Kick, boom. You know what I'm saying? That would probably cause too much noise. You have to like do something else.
Yeah, that probably get them even protesting for violence against women.
Oh yeah, but you don't put that in the movie. You don't explain why she's not fucking pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You just go, okay. But no. But anyway, yeah. But bringing a baby into a world like this, fucking stupid. But no. Yeah, the kid dies. The kid totally dies. So that automatically gave it, like, I was like, nice. You know what I'm saying? I was grading this as I'm watching this. I'm like, that is good, which happens pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah.
But I was like, right on. But a lot of other fucking stupid shit happened. Like, I don't know. It's just they have sand that they walk on everywhere. Like, how long would it take for you to put this sand down? And where would you even fucking? I mean, sure, if you found like a depot or something like that, or some place that sells a lot of sand or has like a sand pile. Because I mean, I've seen places that haul that shit off, but
yeah,
they walk around on sand everywhere. And they walk for like a long fucking distance in between like their house, through the woods, over bridges and shit. You know what I'm saying? On the sand. And also, wouldn't the wind kind of fuck up your day when you're padding down this sand? I mean, the whole thing is so it's not fucking hard, you know what I'm saying, or packed in so it doesn't create noise when you're walking on it. So, which is fine, but that also means it has to be loose. So, like, one season, and you'd have to fucking do that shit all over again. I mean, let it rain one good time, and like your fucking little sand road is fucked. But so I have issues with the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like deep issues with the finished product. But I'm looking too far into it. Like I said earlier, I'm an asshole when it comes to this type of shit. But I can let go of some things, and some things I'm just like, this is dumb. Like towards the end, it just gets more stupid.
How about a horror film? Turns people into like violent murderers because it's brainwashed them to be part of the 1%. It's brainwashing from the corporation to like turn people into like savages.
Do what now?
Like, think of it. Imagine like a horror film where Starbucks coffee is laced with like some brain control chemicals where it turns people into like mindless drones or something.
Jesus.
Someone used to do an anti-SJW horror story or something where it's like, hey, here's a horror movie where like all those, tropes from SJWs are put into like a horror film. Like all the main characters are normal people, while all the monsters are whatever, like, all these SJW stereotypes.
Well, the normal SJW stereotypes would get fucking murked in horror movies quite often, actually, especially.
Well, these are the monsters though. Like, say, like you have the soy boy. He's like a guy who drinks soy milk and stuff.
That's hilarious.
And he forces men to drink soy milk until they drown and die and stuff.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Like
a Will Wheaton. We could probably get Will Wheaton to play that character. Like, glug 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 glug. Have you seen William's tweets on how he drinks soy milk?
No, I have not.
Just like he just tweets in all caps saying glug 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 glug. I love soy milk or something.
Oh wow.
Because that's soy, which means estrogen. So he's becoming like he's eating female hormones.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is not good for you.
I know it's probably not good for you, but I don't know if there's any like knockout studies on the whole estrogen deal. Don't get me wrong. I
don't think there are. Actually, I think that there is studies where it's like I mean, you shouldn't be taking the opposite sex hormones like that. I mean, that's gonna affect you mentally and stuff because you're not supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Produce much estrogen. Yeah.
Oh no, on hard levels, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm cutting out soy from my diet because I just realized that I recently found out that mayonnaise is the first ingredient in mayonnaise is soy, and I've been eating mayonnaise since I was a kid. So I'm gonna try and cut it out and go on a testosterone diet, like getting pomegranate juice. Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking like 100% pomegranate juice.
Pomegranate juice is the shit.
Yeah, some lean ground beef, and instead of using mayonnaise, I use hot sauce on the ground beef in a bun.
That is wild.
I'm gonna try to get some onions. I'm trying to get I'm gonna try and get some baked beans. I heard baked beans are also good for you. I'm gonna try to get some baked beans that have onion mixed in them because there's flavors of baked beans.
Oh yeah, I love onions. They're fantastic.
Yeah, so I guess I'll try eating onions more on my burgers.
You need some collards. That's what you need. You need collards and collards and turnips. That's what you want to eat.
Yeah, I don't like vegetables, so I'm kind of I'm just really picky on that way.
Have you ever had them? Have you ever had
tuna's good? Tuna's also good.
Tuna's fantastic. But have you ever had turnips?
No, I just said I've never had interest in them.
Dude,
it's like I like carrots, but
carrots are good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuna fish, man. Tuna fish is fantastic, or even chicken salad or something like that. You know how a lot of people put celery and shit in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nasty. I don't do that shit. I like to put grapes and slices of apple and something like that in there.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Well, me and Ricardo learned because Ricardo basically gave me some tips on cutting soy on my diet, and so me and Ricardo learned that soy isn't so much shit because it's like with high fructose corn syrup, where because it's cheaper as a filler compared to other stuff, they just put in everything, kind of like how high fructose corn syrup is in every sweet drink,
Oh yeah, I mean
because it's cheaper than sugar. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure fucking even some of the burger patties and shit like that at McDonald's have fucking soy in them.
I know. Well, it's all because of those bad Chinese imports. When they were importing Chinese food, they soy was really cheap, so they decided to start putting in everything.
Hell
yeah. Yep. But no, you gotta watch Paul Joseph Watton's Soy Boy videos. He has 2 of them where he explains. The first one he talks about soy boys. Other times he talks about the soy boy face, where you see you've seen the soy boy face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're guys who take selfies, but their mouths are hanging open and stuff. They have those extreme, it's like they can't control their emotions or something.
Yeah, I think it's I've seen characters cartoons and whatnot with that face, even in anime and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, those are fictional.
Very much so, but I agree. I think the whole soy face is fucking cringeworthy as fuck. It's horrible.
Oh yeah, do you see that one where the guy says, "Oh yeah, I went to have a vasectomy, and when I got home, my wife's boyfriend gave me this, a Nintendo Switch."
Yeah, I heard that shit.
Yeah, it's dude, it's that's you're so cucked and stuff. It's if you want an example of it's you're literally trying to show that being a soy boy means you're cucked and stuff. It's you have a wife who is banging someone else, and you got a vasectomy, meaning you'll never have kids.
I saw this other one. I don't know where the fuck this was at. It had to be in the West Coast, but this dude, he walked in on his wife fucking somebody else, and then drove the dude back home after he got done fucking his wife.
So he didn't know about so he didn't know that she was fucking him.
Yeah, but he was fine with it. He was just oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because fucking new men or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Yeah, new males they call them. Yeah, new males.
Yeah, those faggots.
Yeah, because it's so pathetic. Because again, like, the fact is, she's going to be disgusted with them. That's the thing. It's like if you don't put your foot down and basically say, "Hey, you wouldn't be on my back," and show your dominance and stuff and be serious, she's just going to hate him. Probably, she's not going to respect him. It's like, I mean, have you ever watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like how he talks about that line where it says Cameron Fry is going to marry the first woman we see, and she's going to treat him like shit because she'll never respect him, because you can't respect someone who doesn't respect themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically a model to live by. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. But that's like that in like any aspect. Even the other dudes won't fucking respect you if.
Oh yeah, no. Well, it's like how I'm not sure if you heard Davis Aruni is his name. He's like one of the pickup artists that are online. He's like a friend of Roosh.
Person with the.
No, he's like a friend of Roosh V's.
Does he have the mustache and the sunglasses?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he has a goatee, but I didn't see him with the mustache. He's kind of bald.
I don't think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, apparently he's one of the gamers like Roosh V, where they're into game, like picking up girls and stuff. So he talked about how like him and Roosh were part of this forum that were basically like a pickup artist forum that was basically all male. And he talked about how he would rather have a squad of guys from that forum compared to the alt-right, because in that forum they established a dominance hierarchy on who was the top, who was on the bottom, who were the leaders and stuff, and were working together to get stuff done. Whereas in the alt-right, they're all confused about what the role of women are, and like, what is the definition of whiteness? What is, like, are we Christian? Are we pagan? What is, like, it's all these semantics and stuff. Whereas in their form, they knew what they wanted and they got stuff done and established a hierarchy. And they quoted Jordan B. Peterson, how Jordan B. Peterson says that some of the most successful people establish a dominance hierarchy. That's like how society and civilization became what it is today, is thanks to dominance hierarchy instead of egalitarianism.
Oh yeah, well, it was feudalism as well. Are you talking
well, yeah,
about
but again, that's a dominance hierarchy. And dominance hierarchy means you have someone who's on top, the dominant people, normally dominant males, and then the people are on the bottom, the beta males. So you have a dominance hierarchy on who's going to be the leaders.
Well, yeah, if you look at the human
race. It's like those game shows, because there's not really studies on this because of political correctness. But if you look at game shows, they have male versus females on these game shows, where one of them involved them being on a deserted island, a tropical island. And
yeah, I saw that.
The women basically did nothing, whereas the men established a dominance hierarchy because they had no choice. Like, they were in a situation where they needed to work together, and the men did. They established a dominance hierarchy, told you do this, you do that. I mean, that's literally how you literally got to see how civilization began on that show and stuff. Yeah.
Well, sort of. Yeah, I agree. What the men did is they pulled all their skills together. Like, hey, do this word. Okay, well, I'm gonna go do this. And I mean, I saw that. I know exactly what you're talking about. The women.
Yeah, that's part of a dominance hierarchy. Yeah, because like with the women, they were basically forming a matriarchy, which was basically they didn't care.
Yeah, like half of them got lost in the fucking woods. Like half of them just got lost, in the goddamn woods. I saw that shit.
I have this theory that the only way for a matriarchy to work would be to have slavery. I don't think a matriarchal society cannot work unless you have a slave system.
A matriarchal society cannot work unless every society in the world is also a matriarchal society.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, I have this theory. Basically, how it works is that I told people, in order to become a matriarchy, we would either have to colonize the entire world, basically do what Hitler did, and take over all the nations, and basically stamp out any sort of opposition, in a tyrannical way. Or we would have to close ourselves off and become extremely isolationist. Because one of the reasons why bonobos are the way they are is because they live on a very isolated environment.
They have no natural predators. That's the only reason they're which is
so it's like it's like you can't have a matriarchy and be multicultural. That's the thing is, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be a matriarchy and then also be multicultural believe in
well, every culture that's like gone to a matriarchal side has collapsed because a patriarchal society has come along and kicked the shit out of them and just took them.
Yeah, it's simple birth rates. It has to do with birth rates and also like social cohesion, because I think they've proven that matriarchies have a very slim social cohesion where it's and I think it normally it just kind of devolves into decadence or something like that, where it's like people begin like to be very all screwy and stuff, and
oh yeah,
like the men are as effective and stuff. Yeah, in these societies.
Well, you can
and they don't innovate as much too. Like innovation does not happen as much in these matriarchal societies.
Yeah, you can also look at the socialism that has the exact same problem and actually the exact same weaknesses as far as
socialism to me is like economic motherhood. Basically, it's like the motherhood form. It's the economic form of motherhood and stuff, in the sense that it's all about taking care of someone. That sounds highly that sounds highly feminine and matriarchal and stuff, where you want to take care of everyone. So I would say socialism, communism is literally what you do in a matriarchy, which is why these states collapse, because eventually it's like how when you have a mom that wants to take care of their kid no matter what, even though the kid is a psychopath and someone is like insane, the mom always ends up getting hurt and stuff, because then they realize, oh yeah, I should have done something, and now my kid just went and killed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, it's got the same weaknesses as well. Like socialist society would never work as long as there are other societies that are not socialist.
Oh yeah.
You have to have like a one world bullshit.
The thing is that we don't have an infinite amount of resource. Like the left always tries to talk about how we have such an infinite amount of resource. We don't actually. We have a finite amount of resources. We just have a huge abundance. Like it's not infinite, but it is a huge abundance. So that's the thing is. And again, think about it's like Turfling Monkey talks about too. Eventually the welfare state runs out because you're using other people's money. Yeah. And I mean, the welfare state is literally just economic debt. You're literally in debt to the government, and you're borrowing money from the government, which is the equivalency of borrowing money from the bank. If you're constantly borrowing money, you're going to be in debt, and it's going to come back to haunt you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's, borrowing money is not free money. It's not free money, and people treat it like it's free money. You don't do that.
Yeah, somebody's got to foot the bill eventually.
Rich people are not, and you're not. Yeah, you think you're going to take a stab at rich people. The rich people are just going to leave and take their money with them to some other nation that's going to play ball, and you're just going to collapse and be stuck with the bill stuff.
They'll just take all their money and just go somewhere else, even if there's like no other place. You know what I'm saying? They'll go wherever the next place is. So they
but if that ever happens, we're already going to be in space. I'm pretty sure we're already going to be colonizing other planets. So they'll just go to another colony. I mean, to me personally, I think that I'm actually kind of hoping that in Star Trek, it's hinted at that when people hate how Earth has become, they get their own planets to go to form their own society. So that would actually be kind of cool if they allow people to actually form their own societies on a planet, so you don't have to deal with them anymore.
You wouldn't even need a planet. All you need is a colony, like in Gundam. Just create sides like they had.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Earth's already crowded, so might be a problem. So,
that's
on a planet that would be easier, be much more bigger.
No way! It takes you way longer to get to a planet. You're talking light years to.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this would be when we have faster light travel. I mean, if we have that ability.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm just saying that would be a good solution to people who hate living with each other.
But if you created colonies like in Gundam, though, you'd have like fucking floating. Basically continents in outer space. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to be fucking out there. It's like just having your own continent in outer space or whatever was like these huge fucking sides that they built.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool, but one of them rebelled one of the sides. You know what I'm saying? Which is what would happen. That's exactly what the fuck would happen. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you make colonies, if the damn lines of communication are not fucking free flowing like it should be, or you feel like you're getting fucked over for being on the colony, then of course you're gonna have like rebellions. But
well, yeah, that's just the interesting thing is that I just feel like it just seems like right now it's like everyone wants this whole communistic equality bullshit and stuff, where it's like, again, civilization needs a dominance hierarchy, because that's literally how our civilization was built, was basically someone on the top, other people following, people be able to follow orders and having like leaders and dominant, like having that hierarchy. It works and stuff. But now everyone's complaining about, oh, I want to feel special too. It's like always me and stuff, you know.
Yeah, too bad the internet used to
And that's our animal instincts. Again, the dominance hierarchy is an animalistic instincts, and it's one of the reasons why we were able to be so successful. But now it's like we're just trying to deny our basic instincts.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at
like I don't mind following rules, you know. It's like with sports, like with what?
If you look at the generational birth rates or whatever, if you go way far back, it's like 20% of the males are the only ones that got to reproduce with like maybe 80% of the females or something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, and that's over time. That's humans as we.
So you're saying so only 20% of males reproduce, you're meaning?
Yeah, for like fucking hundreds of thousands of years.
Oh, because I guess because a lot of them kept dying.
Well, not only that, but I mean, fuck, only the strong would survive back then. You'd probably have males supporting females, you know what I'm saying? Like you would in other social groups.
Well, also you gotta realize this probably also have to do with like whenever a tribe gets killed, then all the males are going to be massacred, whereas the females get taken.
Yeah.
Or like slaves,
Any of the females that are of proper breeding age would get taken. The ones that are over that would definitely get axed too, because that's one more mouth to feed that you don't need.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
Well, see, that's what interesting. So like, I came up with this little thesis because I want to write it down sometime, but it's like I've been brainstorming. It's like I came up with this concept called light patriarchy and hard patriarchy. I'm not sure if you've heard that term before, because I'm not sure if it's if this idea has been come up with before, but I just kind of brainstormed it.
I haven't heard of it before.
Okay, so hard patriarchy is what you would see in an Islamic society, a radical Islamic society, where you have like the harems and the warlords that basically take women, enslave them, and basically use them for sex slavery and breeding. It's like what you see in radical Islamic countries, the harem.
Oh yeah, no, I want a harem. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd love to have.
Well, I mean, in anime, that's a fantastical version. The actual harem is pretty, that's rape and stuff. Actual harem is rape for all intents and purposes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Still feminists do that's like a feminist's worst nightmare.
Still want a harem.
Okay. You'd like a harem of feminists, right?
No, hell no. I would kill them all. I mean, if I.
What do you mean? It's like you saying you weren't going to take the pleasure in breaking them and stuff.
Oh no, yeah, sure. I'd have like a torture room, I guess, if I was that well off. But
no, I mean, so you
I wouldn't want them.
Are you saying that? Are you trying to tell me that wouldn't be like get you off or something to know that? Oh yeah, these people used to be feminazis, and you turn them into your harem and stuff.
Nope, I wouldn't want their dirty fucking DNA in my gene pool anymore.
Dude, are you telling me you don't have the sin of pride? Are you seriously telling me you aren't filled with the sin of pride?
A sin of pride? No, I don't think so.
The 7 deadly sin, pride, Lucifer.
Oh, possibly. I don't know. Like, I'm not even a Christian. Like,
that's the reason to be. I know. That's the reason to be prideful.
Oh yeah. No.
You mean to tell me as an atheist you aren't like a total degenerate?
No, I'm certainly a total degenerate. I just don't. I mean,
I'm a half degenerate.
Define degenerate.
Normally, when I think of degenerate, I think of something sexual. Like you're a total degenerate. Like you're just like you're like a super horn dog.
Oh, that's a fact, but I mean, like, that's every guy I know, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Like Deadpool is the example of total degenerate. Like someone like, the people you see around like these LGBT, like pride parades, like that's total degeneracy. Then there's half degeneracy, which are basically pickup artists. Like pickup artists are like half degenerates.
No, I'm definitely a degenerate, man. I will show you some shit that'll turn you white. You know what I'm saying? As far as
okay.
Shit, but no, as far as sexual deviant, not totally, not really. I don't know.
Well, okay, fine. You aren't dressing up as a baby, right? Pretending to be an infant, right?
Fuck no. I'm not into weird shit.
You know that story. You saw that story, right?
No, I saw something similar. I'm sure.
Yeah, It's some type of sexual perversion stuff, but it's like they tried to bill it. It was the media tried to bill it as like some type of like transgenderism thing, but it sounds like it's just sexual degeneracy right there. It's some sick sexual like fetish.
Did the white YouTuber do a video on that where this girl was?
I have no idea. And I didn't. I don't think I saw it. This had to do with a guy who was pretending to be like an infant girl.
That's weird.
I know. He's like a fat guy who basically is like says that he's like he's like has he has the mind of a 2-year-old girl or something.
Oh wait, I saw that fucking weird dude. I know what you're talking about. That guy
Yeah, but it
looks like
turns
a
out I
serial
think
killer.
it's like sexual degeneracy basically. It's not like transgender. It's like they build it. The media, online media, tried to bill it like that, but it actually wasn't. It was just like it looked like sexual deviancy.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think transgender is a real thing. I think it's complete and utter bullshit. Like
Well,
you're talking. I
media, I
mean,
don't think it's a real thing either. It's just like yeah,
like I understand there are some people with gender dysphoria, an actual fucking mental illness, but I
yeah.
think 90% of the people who claim to be transgender are playing pretend. That's exactly what the fuck they're doing. They're looking for attention and some kind of something to rebel against, and
Yeah,
they
no,
just make
someone
themselves look fucking
people
horrible.
trying to use the bill at how like the fact that hermaphrodites is just proof that gender is non-binary. And it's like, well,
That's
hermaphrodite
not
from
true.
I know, isn't hermaphrodite just a freak of nature? I mean, it's like saying like, oh, a dog gets born with 2 faces and stuff. It's like that's not a new species or anything like that. That's a dog with 2 fucking faces. That's what I
Yeah,
told someone. It's like, yeah, a dog being born with 2 faces is not some new breed. It's
yeah,
a birth defect. Yeah.
yeah. Look up. I mean, just look up the definition of hermaphrodite, and you'll see exactly. I mean, the
It's just someone
scientific
with
data.
with someone with both sexual organs, right?
Well, yes and no. Like you've got a whole bunch of different chromosomal disorders. Fuck, I forgot the names
Yeah,
of them.
but the person still only has like two types of chromosomes.
Well, not with the hermaphrodite though. Like that's Well, I'll put it up right now because I want to be accurate when I'm talking about it.
Oh, okay. Like, what you mean? They have a new type of chromosome, or is it still like the same types? That's just wondering. It's like the same type of chromosomes as that men and women have, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, so all intents and purposes, biologically, they don't have any new type of hormone or chromosome.
yeah. Well, okay.
So that
So
means it can't be a third sex then because it's not using any new type of chromosome.
yeah. Well, it does have synonymous with like intersex, which is exactly the chromosomal disease people. But okay,
Yeah.
it's a person or animal having both male and sex organs, which happens in some species of animals. Like
Yeah,
snails
like a
will
chicken.
definitely.
A chicken can do it.
Nah, a chicken can fucking do it. I
I thought a
don't
chicken can
think
reproduce
birds can.
sexually. Isn't that right? They can turn into hens or something like a rooster.
No, I've never seen that happen.
Okay.
I've seen in social groups if there's no rooster present, you'll get like fucking 4 roosters on the next hatching. I mean, for some reason, like nature just knows when there's not fucking males around, but that's weird.
Okay.
But or that could just have been abnormal. That could have been a
Okay.
roll
Well,
of the dice too.
chickens are fucking nuts. Okay. They're crazy.
Chickens are crazy, but I've never seen a chicken change sex. Now I
Well,
have
there's
seen like fucking frogs, amphibians, and stuff like that, and snails and like soft-bodied things be able to do stuff like that. But it's hermaphrodite just says both sex organs. Apologies, man.
yeah. So both second. So yeah. So some idiot, but basically trying to tell me that hermaphroditism like proves that like sex is non-binary or something like that.
Sex is not non-binary, and
I
whoever
mean that's
said that
bull. I know that's
retarded.
bullshit. It's like again, it's like you're having both. It's a birth. It's simply just a like a freak of nature that's a defect and stuff. And you again, you're not you're not developing a new type of chromosome. Meaning, so it can't be a third sex because there's
Yeah,
no new chromosome. Like if it's not there's if there is a new chromosome, it can't be a third sex. It's just a defect, like someone being born with 2 faces. Like a person who's born with 2 faces, like sorry, a conjoined twin is not a new species or something like that. It's just a person whose twin was, stuck together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know conjoined twins, yeah, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was
No,
saying they're not a new species or anything like that. They're not a new type of human being. They're just a
yeah,
kid who's like happens to have both like twins who basically happen to be stuck together. So like a hermaphrodite is kind of like that, where it's like it's someone who happen to be born with both sex organs. It's like that's not non-binary. That's just someone who's born with the defect and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like someone whose death is not like it's like someone whose death that's like a defect. That's not some new sense or something like that.
No, not at all. And even when you're talking about like a new chromosome or something, it's still the same chromosomes as X and
Yeah, and
Y.
then like they're
You know what
trying
I
to say
mean?
like, oh, there's a difference between sex and gender. It's like not really. Gender and
No.
sex are basically the same thing.
Yeah, it was forever until Dr. Money or whoever the fuck that weird fucker was.
I know, some stupid. It's like again, why does it? I mean, how is it different? Like people are saying, oh, it has to do with expression. It's like no. It's like again, you're male and female, man and woman, gender, him and her.
Okay, so
Simple as that.
The percentage of natural creatures who are hermaphrodites, we're talking like soft-shelled or soft-bodied creatures, creatures without a fucking spine and shit like that, is about 0.7% of.
You mean you talking about? So that includes human beings, but
human beings do not normally have that. So the human beings are
so,
not.
But saying this percentage, so this
all animals.
Oh, but wait, so are human beings part of this percentage? Like
no, not even. We're talking about like arthropods, stuff like that.
Oh, and so what about humans?
It says historically, the term hermaphrodite has also been used to describe ambiguous and ambiguous genitalia. Intersex people born with any of the several variations in sex characteristics, including chromosomals, gonadals, sex hormones, or genitals that, according to the UN Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights, do not fit the typical description for male or female bodies. So, I mean, that's like one of the whatever. That's some LGBT bullshit that snuck on here. But,
yeah, it's like so it's basically like they're both at the same time, but that's not third gender. That's just I mean, it's almost like I'm trying to use the whole I mean, I know bisexual is kind of considered its own like sexual orientation and stuff, but it's like I mean that's what they're trying to latch onto is that it's like because bisexual is its own sexual orientation, that means like hermaphrodite must be like its own sex or something like that.
Well, it's got to do with sexual organs present. Basically, is the whole deal with the hermaphrodite. Yeah, that's 100% what it's got to do with.
But they don't have some new third organ. It's literally just a combination of both.
And they're infertile. You know what I'm saying? They can't fucking reproduce or clone themselves by like fucking themselves or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking way.
Well, yeah. So basically, if you're infertile, you can't be a third sex then. I think that no one avoids it because you can't be a separate species. You can't be a new species if you produce an infertile offspring.
The reason animals, people sometimes are born infertile is because they have a genetic dead end, something that's not going to benefit the species, like say being born with some unfortunate roll of the dice to have like one of these chromosomal disorders or sex hormones or whatever the fuck is going on with this shit. But like you're still though you can gauge their chromosomes. You can be like, okay, this person obviously has like 3X chromosomes or some shit like that, and that would be one of the intersex quote diseases. But yeah, like but it's still a genetic dead end. You know what I'm saying? It's not a normal thing. It's not going to help anybody, and not the species in the long run by any means. So that's kind of how nature cuts itself off. It's like, yeah, sorry about that, we fucked that up. So it's just a dead end, and it's probably got something to do with some shit.
Yeah,
so way back in the stream.
What are your opinions on this, Florence?
Well, on the case of like non-binary, I personally think that it's just a case of being a little bit confused as to like, you know, like there are some people who are female but have like more masculine kind of traits. There are men who are more female, but I think that with non-binary and maybe probably trans people who aren't really that are kind of like maybe probably more confused than not. Kind of not really knowing whether or not to get in touch with their more masculine or feminine sides. Like me personally, I have a little bit of both, but you know, that doesn't mean that I'm like non-binary or whatever.
Well, the thing is that again, men and women have masculine and feminine sides. It's just men and women tend to have a more like men tend to have more a masculine side, women tend to have more feminine side. But that doesn't. I mean, the concept that you're a man but have a very feminine side, like gay men and stuff, doesn't mean that gender is non-binary. Because I just feel like the concept of masculine and femininity shouldn't really affect on whether or not something's binary or not. I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me because it just almost like acting a certain way means you have to be something. It's like how people think that, oh, if you're a feminine gay man, you must be trans or something like that. Because, you know, I mean, it's like, what's the difference really? Because like does you have women who transition to be men and they look like lesbians, you know?
Well, I think it's got a lot to do with your culture as well. Unfortunately,
yeah, the culture,
I think society has a big part to play in a lot of
and now they're trying to get
behavior.
And now they're trying to get kids into this stuff. It's like that's just disgusting.
Yeah, that is absolutely disgusting. That shit needs to stop. But
it's like because like kids when they're growing, they don't even know what they want. I mean, you know, kids think things, but they change as life goes on. Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, my little 4-year-old second cousin or whatever. My cousins were over here. One of them is a boy. One of them's a girl. They're like 5 and 4 years old. And she and the fucking 5-year-old, the boy was they both like playing pretend and doing crazy stuff, and they make up stuff all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're in their own
that's what kids do. Yeah, I did that as a kid all the time. Yeah,
like it is fucking horrible and cruel to have someone who is not fully developed, is still prone to make believe and stuff like that. Tell them some fucking crazy shit that could really fuck them up for like years. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why they do it, is to try to brainwash kids early on to make it a normal fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Santa Claus or like the fucking Easter Bunny. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, Santa Claus is not brainwashing people. That's just like a childhood, you know, pastime stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the whole point that it's make believe, and it's something that children can fucking latch onto for a minute.
Okay, well, yes, yeah, but I mean, you don't find Santa Claus to be a bad thing, right?
Me personally, I don't give a shit. Like, if you want to tell your kid about a fictional character or not, that's got nothing to do with me. But I mean, I personally probably wouldn't. I would let my kids enjoy Christmas for sure, but at the same time, I would probably try to tell them the real story of who Saint Nicholas was. When
you probably, I don't know if I don't know if you'd be able to have kids. Probably when you give birth to kids, they're gonna like look through your internet history and what you've been doing online. And they'll take them away saying you're too, you know, misogynistic or something.
Yeah, no, I will have fucking like the most hardcore locks on my computers. You have no idea. But no, like
delete my browser history, please. Once I have kids, I'm deleting my browser history.
No, they'd be lucky if they'd be able to get in. Just
you think you're better than the government? You're saying?
No, I'm better than my kids. No, like the government.
No, because that's not like say someone gives someone decides they want to, you know, in the future they decide that they're gonna like check parents like internet history before they like allowed to keep their kids or something, some crazy totalitarian future.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'm better than the government in that aspect. That's not hard to
do. Okay. But
there are ways to fucking get around that. All you need to do is
it doesn't normally just matter. Yeah, I think it normally involves bouncing. Like you like basically have your trail bounce around the world or something like that, the world web. So they can't pin you down or something.
You can do one better than that. All you got to do is buy a fucking like laptop out of a fucking pawn shop or some shit. Wipe the hard drive and then only use it in like Wi-Fi areas out in town. It's not registered to you. You never use your own internet. You could just fucking do it like that if you wanted to.
Okay.
Just go to Starbucks. They seem to be very, very fruitful with their fucking giving of the service. I guess anybody can show up now and not pay. You know what I'm saying, to do shit.
Well, yeah. Well, now I think yes. I mean, that's part of the reparations after they've caused so much harm to Black people recently.
Yep, and they're giving everybody a free drink of their choice or some shit. Dude, the fake coupons were awesome.
Oh, you saw it? Oh, yeah, I saw that too. Where it's like, yeah, someone's like saying some horrible, like, yeah, it was ABC or one of the news companies where like some awful trolls were handing out fake coupons and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to go by. A friend of mine works at a Starbucks that I went to high school with. She's, I think she might even be like the manager there by now. But I wanted to go in there and just fucking cheese at her and talk shit, but I have not been up there. I decided to stay the fuck away from Starbucks because I don't even want to like give them my money really because
I mean, is that real coffee? Because a lot of people joke saying you call that real coffee and stuff.
I would not call that real coffee. Now they do have actual coffee.
I think there has to be some chemical brainwashing stuff in that stuff because people are always drinking that coffee.
Well, it's definitely, I don't know about brainwashing, but about making girls' asses get big. I'm sure there's some shit in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, I'm not going to complain to that though.
Oh yeah, I am once they get past a certain size. Like, big is nice until like you hit.
Kim Kardashian or something.
I don't even. You know what? I haven't seen her ass in a while. I have no clue. I know she's got a big ass. I definitely fuck Kim Kardashian probably just for
Yeah.
pure fucking sport fucking sake. But
Yeah.
damn.
But well, that's the thing. The funny thing is, oh yeah, so that whole like fake coupon thing reminds me of that gag. So some guy was trolling an Antifa, like it was either an anti-Brexit protest or maybe it was it was some other like Antifa style protest and stuff. And the guy was going around sharing like the Irish fascist party symbol from like the 1930s, around the time of Adolf Hitler. So it's like they didn't know about the symbol because it's like a really obscure symbol. So he's just passing around to people, all the protesters, and like holding up these like white supremacist signs and stuff.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So and then like it was who was I think it was BuzzFeed or someone, one of those media sites online was like raging about it, saying some awful sick person was like, yeah, it's running like giving people these signs. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's like the guy's probably not even a white supremacist. He's just trolling them probably. Because I mean, I kind of want to do that too, where I just want to find some very obscure white supremacist symbol and just give it to them, see if they can catch it and stuff.
No, I'm with you, dude. I'm 100% for trolling these fuckers. Like, fuck them. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
They buy it hook, line, and sinker every fucking time too. Like, it is so good.
Yep.
But as far as but yeah, dude, Starbucks is fucking stupid. Like, they count. Okay, did you hear the interview that the head of the company fucking gave or some shit? This dude's so cucked. It's like an old cucked white dude. I'm sure his wife has multiple partners. They're all black. You know what I'm saying? He just sits around and watches and says, "I deserve this."
Yeah.
You deserve to fuck my wife, sir. But no, damn. But no, it's 100. I mean, it's so great how they shoot themselves in like the right foot, then they aim the gun at the left foot. I mean, there's gonna be no winning in this. Like there's absolutely, they've dug themselves a hole, and now they're going to be in an apology thing. So they're just going to get walked all over. Starbucks are going to turn into like fucking crime areas over this fucking shit.
Yeah,
like, it's going to scare away the families. It's going to do. I mean, I fucking having a goddamn protest outside your fucking shop on that.
Oh yeah, no one wants to. Family. Yeah, no one wants to go there.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally.
Yeah, there's this meme going around where like there's these like protesters like with a microphone like shouting at one of the clerks and stuff, and the guy's just standing there with like a blank face, and the meme goes like that this is a rare moment when you capture a red pill setting in and stuff.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on the guy's face because this guy's face looks like I think he just realized that he just took the red pill.
Here's my whole fucking deal. I would call the cops and I'd be like, get them the fuck out of here now. I was like, do your jobs, get them the fuck out of here. We're done. Fuck these guys. I want them all arrested for trespassing. I'm pressing all charges. You know what I'm saying? I'm pressing charges on every fucking one of them. Make with the tear gas. I'm locking the doors. Get them the fuck out of here so I can open up my business. You know what I'm saying? And I would talk some shit. And if they said they wouldn't fucking do it, I would just
what's funny is here in Seattle, they're gonna have like a tax Amazon protest, which is funny since like Donald Trump also went after Amazon. So like they're basically protesting Amazon and stuff. And like I think Amazon catered to these progressives as well. So it's like, yeah, it's hilarious how it's like seriously, if you run a corporation or a business, you have no business trying to appeal to anarchists, socialists, and communists because they're just gonna stab you in the back and stuff.
Yep. That is true.
But the thing is, these companies are run by progressives. That's the problem. It's like these progressives have positions of power and they're abusing it, and they don't know how to run a good business. They're going to run into the ground. And their goal at the end, their end goal is that they're going to basically get big enough that it doesn't matter how stupid or tyrannical they act. They're going to be too big to basically be taken down by bad decisions, but that's not what's happening.
Well, just like a matriarchal society gets, basically,
it's all ego.
Stagnate. They start to stagnate at the top of what happens. They make enough money. They're like, well, my problems are over.
It's the same thing with communism, really. I mean, have you seen an industrial communist society? It looks depressing. It's like all gray. It just looks awful. Like in Russia, it was industrial and they had science, but it was just so depressing. It looked like a place that tons of people would commit suicide to get out of.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
I know, but it's like. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, that's the thing is, it's like, the thing about matriarchy is that everything becomes stagnant because there's no reason to have competition. Competition is the reason for development, like evolution. Like, again, dinosaurs took over the world because they out-competed their rivals by developing the ability to stand on hind legs and gain claws, being able to run, unlike other reptiles. That's how they took over the world. They developed something that no one else had, so they took over and claimed the planet for their own. They were bigger, stronger, faster. They could do stuff that no other animal could, so, that's why they took over.
They were more advanced than, anything else that we've been.
And that's what humans, for us humans, it's our brains and souls. Yeah, seriously, the greatest tool that a human being has ever had was our brains and our disposable thumbs, basically.
Oh yeah,
our fingers, our hands. Yeah, our hands are the reason why we're able to do all this stuff. We're able to make art. We're able to create these things. I mean, think of it this way: in 1 million years, we went from basically gathering fruits and getting scavenging things to basically riding around in cars and flying in planes and living on boats.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty crazy, because with dinosaurs, it took them millions of years still to keep going. It took the first sauropods to appear after 10 million years. It took a long time before giant dinosaurs became a thing.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Everything starts off kind of small, but
yeah, but with us, we're fast. We're at super speed compared to other species.
Yeah, but we might die out at super speed also, because we've only been around fucking.
Live fast, die young. We are awesome. We are youthful. We are human beings. Live fast and die young.
We're the world's bottle rockets. That's what we are. Because I don't know, man.
So I have a question for you guys. So do you think we should take the red pill or the black pill? Because a part of me kind of thinks that the black pill is the way, because we say, hey, we delayed the inevitable, but Trump being president may not stop what's going to happen, and our civilization still will collapse. And it was a good run. We had a good run, and we had some great ideas. Having guns, freedom, and all that stuff. But we go out with a blaze of glory and stuff in the Civil War.
I would never go black pill. Don't get me wrong, or I would never give up.
Okay, because the black pill, right? Black pill means everything's inevitable. It's nihilism. It's kind of nihilistic, but
very much so.
Is it cynical, or what's the word for someone who's just pessimist? Sorry, yeah, pessimistic.
Well, it's also very realist in some aspects. It depends on what you're getting black pilled on, because some things are fucking just.
It is realist. It is realist, but it's kind of again, I feel like realists can still put effort, whereas black pill people tend to just give up. Fuck it, I'm out. I don't really give a damn anymore. I'm just gonna sit back and watch the world burn.
Oh no, I would definitely never give up. I'd be one of those crazy people on the news, you'd see me on the news for sure.
Tucker Carlson.
No. If they were
one of the guests. You mean one of the guests, right?
Not even. No, I'm talking about one of the guys that got fucking taken out by the special brown shirts or whatever the fuck. If our society started to collapse or go
no, they're not the brown shirts, they're the rainbow shirts. You got taken out by the special rainbow shirts.
Yeah, no, I'll be down. I will. Can you
imagine in the future, the future of the authority police are all people wearing rainbow uniforms? You got sniped by a rainbow uniform, uniform or rainbow.
I would probably be the one doing the sniping, but fucking. What I'm saying is, if they have some kind of crazy buyback where they just outlaw fucking guns or some shit like that, or free speech. I would fucking flip the fuck out.
Well, one of the sad things is that a lot of people thought that the internet was supposed to prevent this from happening, but when you think about just how much power Google has over these search engines, it's literally the internet is not free. People want a free internet, and I support a free internet, but it's just not free, actually, given all of these thought crimes and censorship happening. The internet is still very much in the power of the globalists, basically. There's some spaces, but those spaces can be driven from the surface web in a heartbeat. If someone says, "Oh, I'm a writer, I don't want you on my search engine or in my, on the surface web, so we're gonna exile you to the deep web."
No, I don't think. So the internet started off very free, speech and stuff like that. A little too free, to be honest. Because there are vile areas of the internet that.
Well, yes, but it's kind of do you prefer freedom or security? That's the age of question. Do you want security or do you want freedom?
I'll take freedom every time, but at the same time, even if let's say Google takes over the whole fucking internet or whatever, which is impossible. I mean, there'll always be something that
can't right now. I think Google is like financially. I don't think Google has the financial savvy to do it. I mean, right now they have a huge market, and they definitely are controlling most of the traffic. Not all of it, but you know.
Yeah, but this is what you do if you're ever put into a situation like that and you can fight back. You just blow up wherever the fucking servers are and you kill the internet. You can just start right back.
Well, yeah. The problem is that if we take out the internet, the thing is, then the news media like CNN gets all their viewer. Like, you know, again, like the thing is, the thing about the good thing about the internet was so that people didn't have to go through our daily propaganda media outlets and stuff, you know, where they can peddle all their fake stuff. Yeah. But the thing is that
them out with an EMP blast. EMP just kills everything.
Well, the thing is with the internet now is if Google is, you know, if Google's is doing these bad algorithms, it means that they can also peddle the narrative too. You know what I mean? Like it makes it harder to find for normal people to realize that, oh yeah, there is genocide going on in South Africa. Oh yeah, the Syrian situation is not what it's being shown. You know what I mean? There's more to it.
Yeah, the white helmet.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. You know, white helmet, you know, all that stuff. You know, and the fact that the rebels are a bunch of Islamic extremists who will genocide the local Christian population if they ever take control.
Yeah, and they show different, they showed rehearsals of those gas bombs about what they do with kids and shit like that, like in classrooms.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of that's complete bullshit. That's something I don't agree with Trump on. Like, his Syrian shit, somebody needs to pull him aside and be like, "Look, man,
I think they put him. I think it's put into a corner where I think this is like an attempt to like, you know, show that he's not like a Russian, you know, ally, which he isn't. But you know, I mean, it was if he didn't, he was kind of put into a corner where maybe he's a Russian, you know, stooge or something. You know, I just feel like if it wasn't for this Russian nonsense, then it's like you know, he probably would have said nope. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he also just got done slapping fucking Kim Jong-un in like the mouth.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be like someone joked saying that if North Korea finds peace, then like they should take Barack Obama's Nobel Peace Prize and like give it to President Trump. I mean, someone replied saying it was already illegitimate in general because like he got the Nobel Peace Prize after like bombing Libya or something.
Yeah,
doing something stupid. Yeah,
it was just given to Obama for him being.
Oh, drone. Sorry, it was drone strike. Sorry, he was given to him as he was like drone striking a nation. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Were you gonna say something, Florence? You kept popping in.
Oh, no, I was actually just listening.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'll be right back, man. I need to get some coffee.
All right.
Actually, I should probably end it right now. It's kind of getting a little late, so.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll see you guys later. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, this was an impromptu because I thought I was going to do a stream with someone around this time, but they had to push it back to next Saturday. So I may not be able. So I may not be able to do one next Saturday. But if it doesn't go through again, then it will be the same time next Saturday. But I'm just letting you guys know that I might be busy next Saturday. Depends on if something comes up.
It's all good, dude. I've been busy a couple of these Saturdays. Sorry about missing the streams.
Oh, it's really fine. We've had Ricardo on as well, so.
Been making that money.
Yes. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to another Age of Shitlords. You can follow me on Twitter, and my address is at king_Billy66. And what are you guys' address?
You can follow me at Apex Troll 1 on Twitter.
And you can follow me at Gamaliel Perales on Twitter. That's mostly where I'm at these days. So,
well, Twitter is a really good place for artists because you get. I mean, the internet. I noticed the internet is very nice on artists. Actually, you guys are so privileged. You guys got so much outlets. Book people, we're just kind of like novelists, like writers. We stick to forums and stuff. That's our thing. We're like old school internet, but artists, you guys get YouTube, all of the the innovative sides of the internet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is your King Billy signing out.